Oh my gosh, I muted myself and was just sitting there talking. No, there was no sound. I was muted. Hello, Miss Heather Dizzle. I hope you can all hear me now. Obviously, the the high love and life at home. Um, my chat is behind just a little bit, but hi, Dharma. I worked and I good evening, Storm. I worked and I made dog food and I cooked dinner. And my grandson is out of town with his dad, so I don't get to see him all dressed up or anything. I'm good. Hi, Carrie. I'm good, Flower Child. How are you? I got to listen to a little bit of your live this morning, but not too much. I was working. But it was nice to see someone live that early when, like, during the day. Usually it's like lots of people at night. But I want to wait for some people to show up before I read to y'all. But I do want to ask some people if so now I'm not going to address what's going on over on TT's panel, but if people would like for me to address it, we've already addressed it numerous times. Um, but if people would like me to address directly the BS that's being spewed over there. I mean, I know they're showing screenshots, but they're not proving shit. I mean, anyway. Hi, Janice Wolf. Um, but what's gross? Gross. What's gross? Miss Heather Dizzle. Hi, Blues Girls. Blues Girl, sorry. Good, Archimedes girl, because I don't want to. Yeah, that is gross. I don't want to have to deal. I don't want to have to address it because, like, we know the truth. We've told our truth. People will have to discern for themselves based on, evidence, like actual evidence. Hi, Zero Agenda. Well, she's destroyed her channel. So, I mean, obviously, no, now she's become I don't know what she is now, but she's destroyed our channel. So there were like 29 people in there when I looked at the thumbnail. So I don't know, but that's okay. It's okay. She does what she wants. She could just, teaming up with Mandy just goes to show how low she's gone. And I mean, JM teaming up with Mandy too. Pretty crazy. Good for you guys. Good for you. Listen, peeps, hello. So I was gonna put like background music. Hello, Brittany. I was gonna put background, like kind of like ambient music, um, to the story. However, I learned that when I was trying to play it, um, and see if I could time it. Hello, Alexis Blackheart. Um, and I learned that I get very distracted by the music, so like I can't do it. I can't do it. It would be cool though, because it was like it's timed exactly to the story. And but if I were to play it loud enough for you guys to hear it in the background, I would get so distracted that I wouldn't be able to read the book or read the story. So I can't read the story and play the music. So you all will have to just deal with the fact that it's just going to be boring on me reading you a 13-minute story. I think it's 13 minutes ish. Did anybody go trick or treating with their kids? Did everybody get a lot of candy? I have seen hardly any kids, but nobody ever comes here. Like even my neighbors, like one, two, three of them have kids. Like three direct neighbors have small children. None of them come to my door for candy. So, did you get some candy, Miss Heather Dizzle? Did you? What'd you get? Did you get the big size candy? Miss Heather Dizzle, your Halloween was Thursday? What? What? How does that work? Oh, Archimedes girl, I imagine that my dog's bark would do that too. Hi, Delaney. Yeah. Hi, Ray. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some candy because tomorrow it's going to be on sale, you know? And when my grandson is back in town, I'm just going to have him like keep coming over dressed up in different costumes and like every day and just hand him candy every day. He can just keep because he has quite a few costumes that he still has that still fit him from like last year. And then he has two costumes from this year, probably another one, probably more stuff. The devil and a witch was your fur baby dressed up? Ray of sunshine. I was gonna try to I wanted to dress my Dane up as a dragon and then have my grandson dress up as Jon Snow, but he won't do it. Pumpkin bandana, very cute. Hi, Anna. I want to thank, I won't do so personally or like openly, but I want to thank everybody for like the really awesomely supportive, wonderful emails that I can't get that I have been getting. And also, I want to say that if I don't answer, it's because I am really horrible at checking my personal email. Hi, Melissa Jade. Hi, Gladys. But I want to thank you that when I do read it and I do respond, I try to respond to all of them. I think I have responded to all of them. Um, it might be a couple days later, but I will respond. It's just I'm terrible, terrible about checking my personal email. Hi, Teresa. Oh, look, we're getting some people in here. Good. Good. How was your I I lost service, Melissa Jade, not service, but like Wi-Fi when I was out walking the dog and I was listening to your live. And for some reason when it's on members only, which is weird, but when it's on members only, it doesn't give me the YouTube still plays in the background even if you go out of the app. It's so weird, but that's only on members only. Hi, Johnny R. Kramer. Just stopping in. Well, I'll be reading you a story soon, Johnny R. Kramer. Um, hold on a second. Ooh, I'm live. Anyway, so so I'm a little nervous. Yeah, Melissa Jade, both, and I've only ever you're the only one I'm a member of. So, I've never experienced it other than the two times I've watched your members only. Hi, Karen. Is Rob Volk going to be joining us? We haven't seen him in a little bit. Where's he been? Rob Volk, where you been? It's alive. Gladys, what's alive? I'm alive. I'm live. Have you guys ever seen that movie? It Lives. I think that's what it's called. I think it was like I think was it Stephen King? Was it Stephen King? He had a cameo in it. I don't know why I'm nervous, Storm. Like, just I'm afraid I'm going to read it too fast. or I'm gonna, I don't know, fuck up, stumble over words or whatever. But because I'm just Frankenstein. I don't know. So, but I'll tell you a little funny story. So I read it out loud a couple of times today to try to match it with the music that I'm not going to play. And, and my dog, like every time I would leave my room, my dog would grab the book off my it was either on my bed or my nightstand, and he would grab the book and run off with it. I had to go like searching for the book like 4 times. Yay, flower child. I'm definitely not going to pay any attention to chat while I'm reading. Definitely not. But I want to make sure. I want Boston to come back. So we have a Carly. Do I not see a? Oh, Carly Ray Savage. There she is. Hello. It's alive from Frankenstein. Yes, I gotcha. I got you now. I got you now. Is anybody going to watch scary movies tonight? Yeah, you should be scared. You should be scared of my dog because he's probably going to try to steal the book from me. It's so crazy. It's like, I don't think he likes the story. A rooster. That's all you done today, Miss Heather Dizzle, is watch scary movies? I won't be watching any scary movies, just so you know. That's cute, Carly Ray. I can't dress my dog up as anything. When he was younger, I could, when he was little, when he's just a little itty bitty baby, I could, me neither, Teresa. I could put sweaters and stuff on him, but he grew up real quick, real fast. And now I do have some sweaters that fit him. I have to buy from the big and tall dog store. Gladys, that's as scary as I get to. Your cat is dressed as a taco nacho girlfriend. That's so cute. I think all of you that have your animals dressed up should post pictures on your YouTube. Just make a little video of collages of your animals dressed up. I love dressed up. Hi, Courtney. Yes, sending it right back, Courtney. Say hello to Sid for me if he's not here. Oh, Nacho Girlfriend, please, we need a video. Archimedes girl. Oh, Carly Ray, a hot dog. Hi, Sydney. Hi, Sydney. Okay, so I think I'm gonna get started. I'm super like, okay. This is so weird. I don't understand why people want to hear me read, but we're gonna do it, and hopefully I will not read it too fast. You guys might have to like, I don't know. Oh, when you try to dress up your dogs, the incorrigible and torments the other two, like just like makes fun of them. Read Jabberwocky while we wait for Boston. See, I'm not going to read anything I'm unfamiliar with because Poe is like um a little different. So before I start reading, like I'm going to tell you, my good friend Allison sent me this article about how the article, I haven't read it yet, but the article talked about how Poe is the perfect um hold on, is the the perfect writer for writing from the brink, uh, why he would be the perfect writer to teach during COVID because uh, it's so this was a quote, single narrators, horrific or morbid situation, a tone that pivots from hysteria to satire. I mean, after the couple of COVID years we've all just had, who among us does not have these materials ready at hand? So, and her quotation was, but a lot of Poe is basically characters being like, ah, shit, I done fucked up, and now I'm alone with nothing to do but think about how fucked this all is. Yeah, COVID. That's what COVID is. Yeah, I have his entire, like, I have, well, it says the essential tales and poems of Edgar Allan Poe, but and Jabberwocky, I'm not sure I know that one. I mean, I like Poe, but I don't know him like well. And is Jabberwocky Poe, is that a poem? I like went over the Raven and I was like, holy shit, like I can't believe I have not read this in so long. It's not as easy to read now that it now. No, Boston's done with the movie, but she's feeding the animals. Melissa. Oh, Dharma. Poor puppies. Oh, Lewis Carroll. I mean, I will read if you guys like this. If you guys like what I do with this, I will read other stuff. I just have to be kind of familiar with it because I feel like if it was something brand new to me, it would be like it would be hard for me to read it without like knowing the tone or whatever. I like The Pit and the Pendulum. I personally like a lot of his stories. Um, The Pit and the Pendulum, The Murders in the Rue Morgue. Oh, the what is the one? The red. What the fuck is it called? The Mask of the Red Death. The Cask of Amontillado. Amontillado. Is that what it is? Um, The Fall of the House of Usher. Hi, Rob Volk. We were waiting just for you. You do not want to hear me sing. You do not want to hear me sing. But I would like read um um like short stories or like I would read like a longer story like in chapters or something. Annabelle Lee is a good poem. Yes, it is. My inner Vincent Price. I don't think the only thing I can channel is my inner Reagan from The Exorcist. That's the only thing I can channel. My inner Pazuzu. Is Lala here? Melissa does have an excellent radio voice. Melissa has an excellent voice. I love her accent. I love her little like when she says fought for, if she says fought for, it's very cute when she says I can't do it because I don't have that accent, but it's very good. I love it. I love it. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna get started because otherwise I'm never gonna do it because now I'm like blushing. Okay, I'm not gonna look at the chat, guys. I'm gonna turn my screen away from me and not look at the chat because otherwise I will get distracted by all your lovely faces. Oh, now I see. I actually Storm. I went and saw it in the theaters and was like really wanted to be. I mean, for what it was good, but no, nobody can take Nobody can take Tim Curry's place. And Tim Curry didn't really scare me either. I mean, it didn't really scare me for whatever reason. Okay. I'm gonna take a hold on, I'm gonna get a drink of water. Remember to breathe, Holly. I didn't want you guys to hear that. All right. Everybody ready? Okay. True. Nervous. Very, very dreadfully nervous. I had been and am, but why will you say that I am mad? The disease has sharpened my senses, not destroyed, not dulled them. Above all was the sense of hearing acute. I heard all things in the heaven and in the earth. I heard many things in hell. How, then, am I mad? Hearken and observe how healthily, how calmly, I can tell you the whole story. It is impossible to say how first the idea entered my brain, but once conceived, it haunted me day and night. Object there was none, passion there was none. I loved the old man. He had never wronged me. He'd never given me insult. For his gold I had no desire. I think it was his eye. Yes, it was this. One of his eyes resembled that of a vulture, a pale blue eye with a film over it. Whenever it fell upon me, my blood ran cold, and so by degrees, very gradually, I made up my mind to take the life of the old man, and thus rid myself of the eye forever. Now, this is the point. You fancy me mad. Madmen know nothing, but you should have seen me. You should have seen how wisely I proceeded, with what caution, with what foresight, with what dissimulation I went to work. I was never kinder to the old man than during the whole week before I killed him, and every night, about midnight, I turned the latch of his door and opened it, oh so gently, and then, when I made an opening sufficient for my head, I put in a dark lantern, all closed so that no light shone out, and then I thrust in my head. Oh, you would have laughed to see how cunningly I thrust it in. I moved it slowly, very, very slowly, so that I might not disturb the old man's sleep. It took me an hour to place my whole head within the opening, so far that I could see him as he lay upon his bed. Ha! Would a madman have been so wise as this? And then, when my head was well in the room, I undid the lantern cautiously, oh so cautiously, cautiously, for the hinges creaked. I undid it just so much that a single thin ray fell upon the vulture eye. And this I did for 7 long nights, every night, just at midnight. But I found the eye always closed, and so it was impossible to do the work. For it was not the old man who vexed me, but his evil eye. And every morning, when the day broke, I went boldly into the chamber, and spoke courageously to him, calling him by name in a hearty tone, and inquiring how he had passed the night. So you see he would have been a very profound old man, indeed, to suspect that every night, just at 12, I looked in upon him while he slept. Upon the 8th night, I was more than usually cautious in opening the door. A watch's minute hand moves more quickly than did mine. Never before that night had I felt the extent of my powers, of my sagacity. I could scarcely contain my feelings of triumph. To think that there I was, opening the door, little by little, and he not even to dream of my secret deeds or thoughts. I fairly chuckled at the idea, and perhaps he heard me, for he moved on the bed suddenly, as if startled. Now you may think that I drew back, but no. His room was as black as pitch with the thick darkness, for the shutters were close fastened, through fear of robbers, and so I knew that he could not see the opening of the door, and I kept pushing it on steadily, steadily. I had my head in, and was about to open the lantern when my thumb slipped upon the tin fastening, and the old man sprang up in the bed, crying out, "Who's there?" I kept quiet, still, and said nothing. For a whole hour I did not move a muscle, and in the meantime I did not hear him lie down. He was still sitting up in the bed listening, just as I have done night after night, hearkening to the death watches in the wall. Presently I heard a slight groan, and I knew it was the groan of mortal terror. It was not a groan of pain or of grief. Oh no, it was the low, stifled sound that arises from the bottom of the soul when overcharged with awe. I knew that sound well. Many a night just at midnight, when all the world slept, it has welled up from my own bosom, deepening with its dreadful echo the terrors and distracted me. I say I knew it well. I knew what the old man felt, and pitied him, although I chuckled at heart. I knew that he had been lying awake ever since the first slight noise, when he had turned in the bed. His fears had been ever since growing upon him. He had been trying to fancy them causeless, but could not. He had been saying to himself, "It is nothing but the wind in the chimney. It is only a mouse crossing the floor," or "It is merely a cricket which has made a single chirp." Yes, he has been trying to comfort himself with these suppositions, but he had found all in vain, because death, in approaching him, had stalked with his black shadow before him and enveloped the victim, and it was the mournful influence of the unperceived shadow that caused him to feel, although he never saw nor heard, to feel the presence of my head within the room. When I had waited a long time, very patiently, without hearing him lie down, I resolved to open a very, very little crevice in the lantern. So I opened it. You cannot imagine how stealthily, until at length a single dim ray, like the thread of the spider, shot from out the crevice and full upon the vulture eye. It was open, wide, wide open, and I grew furious as I gazed upon it. I saw it was with perfect distinctness, all a dull blue with a hideous veil over it that chilled the very marrow in my bones, but I could see nothing else of the old man's face or person, for I had directed the ray as if by instinct precisely upon that damned spot. And now have I not told you that what you mistake for madness is but over acuteness of the senses? Now I say, there came to my ears a low, dull, quick sound, such as a watch makes when enveloped in cotton. I knew that sound well, too. It was the beating of the old man's heart. It increased my fury as the beating of a drum stimulates a soldier into courage. But even yet I refrained and kept still. I scarcely breathed. I held the lantern motionless. I tried how steadily I could maintain the ray upon the eye. Meantime, the hellish tattoo of the heart increased. It grew quicker and quicker and louder every instant. The old man's terror must have been extreme. It grew louder. I say louder every moment. Do you mark me well? I have told you that I am nervous, so I am. And now at the dead hour of the night, amid the dreadful silence of that old house, so strange a noise as this excited me to uncontrollable terror. Yet for some minutes longer I refrained and stood still. But the beating grew louder, louder. I thought the heart must burst. And now a new anxiety seized me. The sound would be heard by a neighbor. The old man's hour had come. With a loud yell, I threw open the lantern and leaped into the room. He shrieked once only, and in an instant I dragged him to the floor and pulled the heavy bed over him. I then smiled gaily to find the deed so far done, but for many minutes the heart beat on with a muffling sound. This, however, did not vex me. It would not be heard through the wall. At length it ceased. The old man was dead. I removed the bed and examined the corpse. Yes, he was stone dead. I placed my hand upon the heart and held it there for many minutes. There was no pulsation. He was stone dead. His eye would trouble me no more. If still you think me mad, you will think so no longer when I describe the wise precautions I took for the concealment of the body. The night waned, and I worked hastily but in silence. First of all, I dismembered the corpse. I cut off the head and the arms and the legs. I then took up 3 planks from the flooring of the chamber and deposited all between the scantlings. I then replaced the boards so cleverly, so cunningly, that no human eye, not even his, could have detected anything wrong. There was nothing to wash out, no stain of any kind, no blood spot whatever. I had been too wary for that. A tub had caught all. Ha ha! When I had made an end of all these labors, it was 4 o'clock, still dark as midnight. As the bell sounded the hour, there came a knocking at the street door. I went down to open it with a light heart, for what had I now to fear? There entered 3 men, who introduced themselves with perfect suavity as officers of the police. A shriek had been heard by a neighbor during the night. Suspicion of foul play had been aroused. Information had been lodged at the police office, and they, the officers, had been deputed to search the premises. I smiled. For what had I to fear? I bade the gentleman welcome. The shriek, I said, was my own in a dream. The old man, I mentioned, was absent in the country. I took my visitors all over the house. I bade them search well. I led them at length to his chamber. I showed them his treasures, secure, undisturbed. In the enthusiasm of my confidence, I brought chairs into the room, and desired them here to rest from their fatigues, while I myself, in the wild audacity of my perfect triumph, placed my own seat upon the very spot beneath which reposed the corpse of the victim. The officers were satisfied. My manner had convinced them. I was singularly at ease. They sat, and while I answered cheerily, they chattered familiar things. But ere long I felt myself getting pale and wished them gone. My head ached, and I fancied a ringing in my ears, but still they sat and still chatted. The ringing became more distinct, continued and became more distinct. I talked more freely to get rid of the feeling, but it continued and gained definitiveness, until at length I found that the noise was not within my ears. No doubt I grew very pale, but I talked more fluently and with a heightened voice, yet the sound increased. And what could I do? It was a low, dull, quick sound, much such a sound as a watch makes when enveloped in cotton. I gasped for breath, and yet the officers heard it not. I talked more quickly, more vehemently, but the noise steadily increased. I arose and argued about trifles, in a high key and with violent gesticulations, but the noise steadily increased. Why would they not be gone? I paced the floor to and fro with heavy strides, as if excited to fury by the observation of the men, but the noise steadily increased. Oh God, what could I do? I foamed, I raved, I swore. I swung the chair upon which I had been sitting and grated it upon the boards, but the noise arose over all and continually increased. It grew louder, 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 and still the men chatted pleasantly and smiled. Was it possible they heard not? Almighty God, no, no, they heard, they suspected, they knew. They were making a mockery of my horror. This I thought, and this I think. But anything was better than this agony. Anything was more tolerable than this derision. I could bear those hypocritical smiles no longer. I felt that I must scream or die, and now again, hark! Louder, 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 louder! Villains! I shrieked. Dissemble no more. I admit the deed. Tear up the planks. Here, here. It is the beating of his hideous heart. The end. The end. Boo. That is why my dog does not like me to read that. Oh, thud, 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 thud. Thank you for making the sound effects for me, Boston. Fucking telltale heart. Did everybody like it? Oh, well, good. I was gonna like Boston. I told Boston earlier I was looking for background stuff and I tried it. I tried reading it. Oh, well, thank you, Boston. I tried doing it today with music in the background and I couldn't concentrate. There's no way I could have done it with music in the background. Except for now, maybe I could record it and play music in the background. Yay, I'm glad you all liked it. Yay. Oh, that's cool. We didn't, I mean, it was only 13, that was only 13 minutes. So obviously there's not much in the beginning, but, but we're just chit-chatting a little bit. 6 cups of coffee, what? I like cups of coffee. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, everybody. Love and Life at Home. Blues Girls. Thank you, everybody. Yes, scary stories to tell in the dark. Boston already wants me um to get that book and tell those. I will have to read them first. Um, well, maybe not if they're stories. Poe is like different though. You have to like get a feel for Poe for his work. You know what I mean? You like there's a like a it's not just a story. It's like you have to like immerse yourself in it and feel what the characters are feeling and stuff like that. I feel. Now I guess I could give the book to my dog since he wants it so bad. There's some holes in some pages from his teeth. William Wilson, the book William or the story William Wilson has holes in it. Yeah, you're right. Archimedes girl, I'm so glad. Thank you, Storm. I just am like, I don't understand why anybody would want to listen to me read, but okay. Except for my grandson. Like he likes listening to me read. So anyway, is there anything else going on tonight? The book is haunted and Elijah's trying to destroy it. Well, it would seem very strange for this book because I went and bought this at Barnes and Noble like just the other week because I couldn't find our copy of because like I said all my books are like and the Telltale Heart, which is very interesting, is exactly in the middle of this book. So it's very easy to like hold open. It's interesting. Aw, Trent, that's cool. Has anybody ever watched the show The Following? No, Trent, that's okay. Do you want to come up and tell it, Boston? Oh, Exquisite Corpse. Courtney, did you finish it? That book is the one horror book. Okay, the one book that I read that was a rival to um okay, remember what you need to say in private chat, Boston. I haven't changed it yet. Yes, Miss Heather Drizzle. And Courtney, did you enjoy it? Wasn't there was some parts in there that were written so well that you could almost picture like or almost imagine that those people had the person that wrote it had done that before. Okay. Is this really Heather Loves Halloween? Do you have her on Messenger? Do I have you on Messenger, Heather? Yes, I do. I think I do. Do I have you on Messenger, Heather? Oh, yes. I'm going to give you a word, Heather. You got to put it in private chat.
Did you see my words?
Hold on. Let's see if she gets it. Oh, oh she's not going to read it. I'm going to. So, do you think this is really her? It's probably really her, right?
Yeah, that's her.
Say hello. Say
Heather,
hello,
say
Heather.
hello. She's trying to scare us.
Heather.
Heather. I mean, that's her profile photo.
Yeah, but people do that all the time.
Yeah, but it doesn't look. Yeah, she's
Oh.
being. Heather, stop being sketch.
That's your word, Heather. If you want to come up, you have to put that word into chat, into private chat.
Yes.
This is horrible. This isn't fair. I don't know you, Trent.
Oh, Trent
So,
is Melissa Jade's troll.
yeah, but I don't know him.
Well,
You don't have a code word, yes. So now we got to see. I forgot to make her put that in chat. Say hello. Don't say the word. Just say hello.
Heather,
Heather.
what's going on? I think she's
Okay, yes,
possessed.
she put it in, but that is her. Okay, but it is her. Hi, Donnie.
The code word
Hi.
is
Hi, Donnie. Hi, Storm. Hi, everybody here. Holly, that reading was so good. I'm sad I missed. I'll have to go back and listen to the beginning, but towards the end, you did it perfect because you're like picking up. Like it started off, calm and then as you kept going and progressing, it was picking up the pace and getting
it was
my
getting real.
anxiety. Yeah, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad y'all liked it.
All right, hold on one second, and then I'll tell my story. And I need to know if Heather has any inside info.
Why are you
Okay.
related to a demon? I need to know this.
Yes.
Well,
Yes, Courtney. Yes, absolutely. We can do a live with Sid talking about haunts. Absolutely. Okay, I'm gonna mute while you guys talk.
Hello, Sydney.
okay. Well, you don't have to mute, but all right. So you all know the movie The Conjuring. Well, I know there's a few, but the first one with the Perron family.
Yep.
And Heather, you know the
Angela.
Angela. I thought it was Andrea.
Andrea.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The oldest one, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So, because I've been digging on some research, like the movie ended, and I had to come over here to, feed the cats, and then come onto YouTube. So I didn't research much, but there is a part, and this is the second time I've watched the movie. First time for my parents, and during the scene, my dad, who's like does not like scary movies, literally jumped up off the couch and like walked outside, and he was like, "Fuck this, nope." So there's a scene where they finally realize when Ed and oh, I hope I'm not giving too much away. I don't think this gives too much away.
Spoiler alert, it came out 10 years ago if you haven't seen it.
Yeah,
So.
spoiler alert if you haven't seen it yet. Sorry. Anyways, there's the scene where Lorraine Warren is outside and she sees this hanging
Woman.
And then she comes back in, they go back into the house and they've done all this research about the house and the land, and they find out that this woman's name Bathsheba. Bathsheba Sherman, I believe. And she says she's related to Mary Esty, or Mary Esty, I forgot how she pronounced it. It's pronounced both ways, who was hung at the Salem witch trials.
Right.
And that, I've told this story before, that is my father's 8th great grandmother.
Crazy.
So my dad freaked out, and I didn't realize that I never caught it the first time I watched it. The first time I watch any scary movie, I mostly don't look, and I mostly don't listen. I turn the volume way down low. So that's probably why. But how freaking creepy. I'm adopted, thank God. But like, what if my dad's like low-key like demon blood?
Well, Bathsheba, she was like a witch, right? If I'm remembering correctly.
Well, they don't talk about in that part of the movie, they don't talk about her being a witch. They talk about the fact that she was related to a witch who was hung at the Salem witch trials, Mary Esty, but Mary wasn't actually, I mean, when you look at the Salem witch trials, the whole idea is all these innocent people who were not witches were killed. But then there's also, like, for my family specifically, for Mary and her sisters, Rebecca Nurse, and there's one sister who survived. She was acquitted. But their mother was known to actually practice witchcraft. Like, it was a known thing. Which was probably just like, going out in the woods and picking plants and shit, and not anything actually demonic or witchy. But still, I looked it up. So if anyone can find any info on that woman, because I saw one article that says there is no actual proof that she's related to Mary Esty.
Oh.
Bye, Trent. Happy Halloween.
Bye, Trent.
How is this boring? We're talking about straight up demons and witches.
I watched The Conjuring last year during shutdown because I
Yeah.
had like Chris and some people like recommend some scary movies to me, and I watched what The Conjuring was one of them, and I was into it, and it was creepy, and everything until the part in the fucking basement when they're trying to perform the exorcist on her or whatever.
That's the best part.
No, it's the most cheesy motherfucking part in the whole fucking thing. And Elizabeth is like Warren, or is it Elizabeth? No, is it Elizabeth Warren?
Lorraine
Lorraine
Warren.
Warren.
Elizabeth Warren, that's the politician.
Yeah, okay. Lorraine Warren's like, go to your happy place or whatever. And I'm like, no, the fuck, she would not. She would not say that. That would not happen.
Yeah, well, I don't know how accurate the movie is to what happened in real life.
But I'm just saying, like, it's a movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously they're going to take creative license with things, but could they make it like just not like if a demon has possessed you or a fucking killer mom has possessed you, she's not going to be like she's not going to be one, and she's like real pissed off, right? She's not going to be won over by your memories of your children at the fucking beach.
You're not going to kill it with Peter Pan happy thoughts, is what you're saying.
It's just like, yeah, it was just like, like you got to do some like religious or Catholic rites, and put some holy water on there, and like steam has to come up off her body and shit.
I agree. But that scene was creepy. Like, scene where she's like going under the house with the scissors all fast, like.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I
there
just
was
watched
good parts.
it, so
there was definitely good parts.
Yeah.
But I was like screaming at the TV at that part. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
I just want to know the truth.
Oh.
Like, Heather, do you know from, because I know you've read her books, and like, do you know, because part of me is thinking like, dude, they probably just had a crazy ass mom who tried to kill them, and they were like, oh, it was ghosts,
No. No.
Like,
I've got the book right here. I was trying to figure out how the whole Sheba shit came into play. I feel like, I can't remember. I don't know.
It was her property, and she was Looney Tune.
Her child died, but I feel like, I don't know, like her whole family died, and she was sad, but I think people thought that she had killed her family. I can't fucking remember, dude. It's been so long. But you could totally message her, Boston.
I want to know. I should. I feel like, is that a little like PTSD? Like, hey, I might be related to that demon that attacked you and your family.
No. She talks about it all the time.
That's so scary. So, and my dad wanted to know, and I told him I'd ask you, does everyone in the family agree with how things went down? Or are there people in the family who have like grown up and been like, no, that didn't happen. My family's shit up.
So, no, I think they're all pretty much in agreement. One of the sisters won't even talk about it. Like, she won't talk about it at all.
Yeah.
But Andrea, she's written several books, and
Well, she
you know.
probably has the best memory. She was the oldest when it was happening.
Yeah. But so she like kind of, oh God, sorry. My kittens are being crazy.
Hi,
You know,
babies.
oh, they're getting so bad. She kind of tells the story for all of them. Like, but yeah.
Gladys, I think it's Bethesda. No?
Bathsheba.
Bethesda Sherman. Bathsheba Sherman. You might be looking at a different lady.
But
Bathsheba?
Did you see him play hide and clap?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, we played that when I was doing a ghost hunt one time in a
Oh my,
haunted place. It was ridiculous. That kind of freaked me out.
I would never do that. Did you hear something clap?
No, just the people being stupid trying to scare each other, which was effective AF. But um, yeah, you should message her.
Okay, hook me up.
I will.
Give me the screen name. I'll reach out. I kind of don't want to know. Hey, everybody. Hey, Lynn. Love Brains. Archimedes. Archimedes girl.
I
So
want to
how
know what
is...
everyone's favorite Halloween candy is. Wow.
Mine's probably milky. I like anything with chocolate and caramel.
candy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
My favorite is anything Reese's peanut butter cups, Reese's Pieces, Reese's
Yeah.
Nutrageous. Have you
Yeah.
guys had the Reese's Big Cups? And then Kit Kat's my second favorite. Well, I mean, this is a basic, like, basic bitch candy, but I like really expensive candy. That's what I like, but like the basic bitch candy. Have you guys tried the Reese's peanut butter Big Cups?
With the Reese's cup, with the Reese's
Yes.
pieces in it.
No, just the big cup. It's just called a big cup. So
No.
it's
Yeah.
just a super size, it's just a bigger cup. So, like, when I first, like, saw it, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna try it because I like to try everything Reese's." And I didn't think I would like it because it just seemed like it's gonna be, like, too much chocolate or too much peanut butter, but it's just the exact same ratio of chocolate to peanut butter as a small one, just in a larger scale.
Yeah.
So
I've
it's
had
so
them.
good. It's
They're
so
freaking
good.
delicious.
I like
Reese's
the
would probably be
sticks.
my second favorite. Twix. So now that I'm thinking
Ooh,
of what's caramel and
Yeah, I
chocolate,
do love
Twix
some Twix.
Twix is probably my
I don't
first, and
like
then
caramel.
Reese's. You don't like caramel?
No, I don't like caramel. I don't. But I used
Almond
to love
Joy.
remember when Twix had a peanut butter?
Yeah.
No.
Do you
Wait,
guys have
no.
you don't remember Twix peanut butter without caramel? It didn't have caramel in it. It was just Twix bars with peanut butter in it. They were
No.
Ooh,
so good.
Sounds like a
that
nutty
sounds
buddy.
delicious.
It was different than a Nutty Buddy. It was different than any. I like Nutter Butters too, or Nutty Buddies, whatever.
Ew. Mint
What?
Kit Kats? Mint Kit
Yes,
Kat?
they have mint Kit Kats. They have mocha Kit Kats. They have one
Ugh.
that's called it's pink. What is it called? What is it?
Strawberry?
Like it's maybe it's strawberry. Necco
That's
wafers,
what
Sydney. Necco wafers? Oh my
dude,
god, Necco wafers were,
I
like,
love
terrible.
Necco flavors.
I know, except
I
for the
like
root
the
beer
pink
ones.
ones.
I like
I
the pink
hate the
ones.
black licorice. Black
Yeah, I
licorice
don't
can
like the root
suck a dick.
beer ones either. And then the pink ones, like, almost
Taste
like,
like Pepto Bismol.
yes,
Or Tums? Tums.
They're so chalky.
I know. It's
Yeah.
funny.
Necco wafers remind me of Tums.
So do you guys have a favorite cookie?
Any kind without
Do you
raisins.
well, yeah. Do you guys have a let's say this, do you have a cookie that you remember as a child or anything like that
Yes.
that you
Yes.
can't find now
Peanut
that you
butter blossoms.
what are peanut
Um,
blossoms? Tell me.
oh,
Tell me
girl,
more.
if you like peanut butter and chocolate, it's just like a peanut butter cookie, and you roll them into a ball, and then you roll it in sugar, and then you bake them. And then when they come out of the oven, you stick a Hershey Kiss in the middle.
That's what I was
Oh,
just going to say. Heather, I was just going to say that, but it's
so
not one that you can't
Keebler's
find now because you can make those.
Yeah, you can make those. Keebler's has used to have one called like that. What was it called? I can't remember what it was called, but Keebler had one. But the cookie part was like sawdust. It was like
Hmm.
a great concept, but it wasn't good. So mine is by oh, what the fuck are their name? Archway. Do you guys have Archway cookies out there?
Yeah.
So
Mm,
they used to have a cookie called a cashew nougat, and
Mhm.
um, I can't explain. I can't explain how wonderful they are, or how I've tried to get people to make them for me. Nobody can make them right. They are like they are like almost like a Mexican wedding cookie, but they don't have like any lemony flavor to them. But maybe
Mm.
Mexican wedding cookies don't. But they have this like it's almost like divinity. You know what divinity is? Divinity
Mm.
candy.
no,
It's
no.
okay. So it's like this crumbly texture, but it's like powdered sugar and like cashews or sometimes pecans. Um, but only Archway makes them. Only Archways, and then our Albertsons used to make them at Christmas time. But I've never been able to find them again. Every once in a while, I can order them
Yeah.
on Amazon, and but they're like $11 for a fucking box of like six fucking cookies. Maybe not six cookies, but it's fucking the most ridiculous thing in the world. And I just want them to come back.
What are they called again?
Cashew Nougat by Archway.
I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah,
If I
well, just
see.
go, just look them up, and you can
Yeah.
see what they look like. When you bite into them, they're crunchy, but like they melt in your mouth at the same time. I don't know how to explain them. They're the most
You should
delicious fucking thing.
email the makers and
Well,
say,
I can still buy them on Amazon, but they're like fucking $11 for a 6 ounce
No.
pack.
oh,
No, Jose.
I just want them to not be that much because
Yeah.
I will buy
I mean, sometimes they do sell shit in different areas, so maybe they'd sell them over by us.
maybe. Maybe I
I
will
just
I
love,
will
like,
love
dude,
those.
baked goods are my Achilles heel. Like,
yeah.
cookies, cake, and pie. Like,
I love pie.
I could eat nothing for the rest of my life
I love
Yeah,
and
pie
be
so
Holly
much.
loves
offended.
pie.
I love pie so much.
What's your favorite pie?
Blueberry or blackberry
Mm,
Wow. I'm not a
or
very big berry
peach or
fan.
lemon. Lemon meringue
Oh,
pie. Oh,
yeah,
lemon meringue pie is so good.
I love lemon pie.
Yeah,
let's see.
I love so at Walmart, even though I know it's probably terrible, they have these little tiny pies, like individual serving pies for like 50 cents a piece.
Oh, yeah.
And they're kind of like Hostess pies, but they're round in a tin. And
Yeah. By the
they,
checkout.
yes, and they have a lemon one and a blueberry one and a peach one that I love so much. I also like what are they called? Cobblers? I love cobblers too.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God,
I'm a
I
love
need to
cobbler
start
fan.
baking. I need to start baking.
My dad went through when he first got sober. He went through a huge baking because we were watching the British Bake Off, and then it inspired him. And he got sober in September, and then like the holidays were coming up. So for Christmas, we got him a shit ton of baking stuff. He was baking every day. This was around the same time I was diagnosed with diabetes, so I had to stop eating, unfortunately.
You do
But
not
then
have to
he,
stop eating.
well,
You do not have
I
to
had
stop
to stop
eating.
eating the excessive amount of baked goods I
Oh,
was eating.
okay.
It was like every day, two or three things
Are you
that
type
he would
2?
make. Yeah. I'm basically under control. Like I'm pre-diabetic right now, but I'm still taking I don't take
Metformin?
insulin or anything. Yeah, I take metformin.
Me too. I completely turned diabetes around about
Yeah.
probably about 12 years ago. Just
It's
with diet, just
it
diet
it wasn't
and
that
metformin.
hard for me.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it wasn't that
It's
hard for
way
once
you sorry. Good night, Lala. It's if you let it get out of control.
right.
If you don't try to change your diet, and but you don't like my mom was diagnosed pre-diabetic and at fucking 80, right? And she was like, oh, like, we've got to, like, I've got to cook this, like, I can't have any carbs and stuff. I like, oh my God, yes, you can. It is like
Yeah.
not about cutting out carbs. It's not even, it is about how your body processes the food.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you eat foods in a certain order, it will stimulate your body to produce the things that it needs to break down to turn them into sugars, even though you're diabetic. Like, it's like there's a
Yeah.
whole science to it. And trick you can trick your body into breaking down the food and not turning it into pure sugar, you
Mm-hmm.
know, by like balancing your carbs and, not, I mean, obviously you don't want to eat like fucking candy, not
Yeah.
that, but carbohydrates, I mean, I was just all sorts of stuff that and fortunately enough, I just had this amazing nutritionist when I was diagnosed
Yeah.
that
Same.
was at the hospital telling me, like, you're going to get so many people, your normal doctor is going to be telling you you shouldn't eat this, and this, but I'm a nutritionist and I do
Mm-hmm.
this. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. She gave
Yep.
me like a formula to figure out my carbs against my proteins and my sugars and everything like that. And it was like a reading labels kind of, you know, lots of reading labels,
Yeah.
but then
Well,
when I
and it's
learned, it was
overwhelming.
easy. Oh, it is absolutely.
At the beginning it's overwhelming, but then you start, like, I don't even have to read labels anymore. Like, you
Yeah.
just
You just
learn,
know.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah, but metformin was absolutely a lifesaver.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it really was. Like, I cannot believe how much that helped me, and I lost, like, 10 pounds on the first month.
Yeah, it's a nice
But
little
that was probably because I
weight
was
loss
on the
pill.
toilet a lot, so
Yep. Well,
the side effects of that are not fun.
mine came right before my gallbladder came out, so they said that there might be some kind of correlation there. Um,
Oh, interesting.
because because I started going to the hospital with, like, the extreme pain, and I went to the ER like 5 times before they realized it was my gallbladder.
Me too, girl.
Yeah, I think we talked about this
We
before.
probably did.
Yeah, and it was so frustrating. Then finally one night I went in with the worst pain, and I had, in the meantime, between those ER visits, had been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and then went to the ER with, like, the worst pain. And I remember just waking up because they drugged me, obviously. I was, like, screaming in pain. And I remember waking up and they were like, hi, we're gonna take it out. You have a very sick gallbladder and we're gonna remove it. And I was like, okay. They're like, so just sign here. Okay. And then I woke up and my gallbladder was missing. But after
Missing.
that,
I
my
love it. Missing.
well, because I don't remember what happened. It was like they harvested my organ. And then and then after, shortly after that, I had already been correcting my diet, because I had recently been diagnosed. But shortly after that, things just got better and better and better. So my doctor was like, it is possible that what was going on with your sick gallbladder kind of triggered the type 2 diabetes. They
Yeah,
don't know for sure, but
those gallbladders are going for a fortune on the black market.
mhm. everyone
Yeah.
wants them. Everyone wants them. They're very tasty.
Ew, Boston. Speaking of black market, it has nothing to do with black market, but it made me think of American Horse. Did you watch the final episode?
Don't
No, I
talk
didn't watch
about it.
part 2 yet.
Ugh, this season made me mad.
Yeah, I didn't watch part 2 yet. I kind of got off on, we started watching other shows.
Yeah, it's
So I
dumb.
shouldn't watch it, is what you're telling me?
I didn't watch it, but it's dumb.
Yeah.
I didn't like the way they broke up this season.
Yeah.
There wasn't like a good ending on either of them, I didn't think.
I just liked seeing in the first half, I just like seeing Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
It's so great to see him acting again.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies of all time is um
Funny.
Party Monster, or is it just Monster?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Party Monster.
that was a good movie.
Yeah.
Good Tori
I
Spelling too, right? Isn't she in that?
Was she in that?
I thought she was.
No, the one that who played his gay partner, the one
Mm.
the one guy with the goggles on his head.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't know the actor.
Can't think of his name.
I know Seth Green played
Yeah, Seth
James
Green.
St. James.
Yes. I would have loved to have been alive. Like,
Me
I
too.
love the 70s, but like disco, like to be alive during like the hippie shit and the disco era would have been tits. Like,
Yeah.
if I could live in any
Well,
time.
they were more 80s, like, weren't they? That was more the party kid scene or the club kid scene happened in the 80s, didn't it?
Yes, you're right.
Club
The
scene?
disco was,
No, club scene was
Club
like in the
kid.
90s. Club kids was in the 90s.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was like it probably started like late 80s or went into the early 90s.
Because I was an 80s kid.
Yeah.
80s were the best.
I was an 80s child, like a young kid in the 80s. Well,
Like
I had 4 years of 80s in me. So I missed all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
yeah, it
But
was mostly the 90s. So yeah, maybe late 80s, like after I was out of school. And
So what year did you graduate, Holly? In like 90 or 89?
89. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, The
You
Good
were
Son,
raised in
that's
the
a perfect
90s?
movie.
See, I've never watched that The Good Son because I feel like I like shit with like evil kids in it.
That was a good movie.
I
Yeah,
just
evil
don't.
kids creep me out.
Look at Johnny Kramer is like getting those emojis.
Mm-hmm.
He's like learned emojis.
Yeah, last night he couldn't find Ghost for the life of him. I
He's
can't
like,
even see what that one is.
I
It's a
can't either.
stethoscope.
It's a
It's a
what?
what?
Stethoscope.
A
A
stethoscope.
stethoscope?
It
Okay.
is.
What?
You put the
What?
two little parts in your ear and the little green cord. It's a
Oh, I see it.
stethoscope.
Okay, I had to get real fucking close.
The
I
cord
had
is
to get
not
real.
green.
It
It's
can
blue.
be.
It's blue
Mine's
in that.
green.
Your doctors or the emoji.
The emoji's
I
blue.
play a doctor on YouTube.
Dr. Heather. Dr. Dizzle.
Oh my God. When I was a kid, let me just tell you how much I cried. A sad, sad, sad song. I was obsessed with Neil Patrick Harris as Doogie Howser when I was a kid. Like,
I love Neil Patrick Harris though.
obsessed. I do too. I love him even more now that he's a gay like magician and has done musicals and shit,
Who doesn't love gay magicians?
right? But do you remember the Mickey Mouse Club?
Yeah.
Yep.
So they used to do these things where you could go on do fun things with like a celebrity. And I wrote them, I don't know how many letters because I wanted to spend a day with Doogie Howser. And that episode aired and he got to go in a park. I will never forget it. He went on a picnic with this dumb bitch who was not me. And he did magic tricks for her. So I cried.
Oh,
I
Heather.
just wanted to
No.
meet him so bad.
You need to write him now and let him know how heartbroken you were.
I should.
You
He'd
should.
probably write back.
I feel like I have.
I've heard he's like a cool guy.
He
Really? I
seems
have
pretty
not.
cool. You've not heard that, or you've not heard
No,
anything?
I've heard the opposite. But
Oh, really?
yeah,
Oh, don't disappoint me.
I know.
Do you know
I
who
saw
I
that
will break? It'll break my heart if The Rock ever turns out to be a bad guy.
I've heard nothing but good things about him. He's in
He is an
Boston a lot.
angel. He is an
Yeah,
angel sent from heaven.
Mm-hmm. He's in
my
Boston a
mom
lot.
wants to have dirty hot sex with him, and she's 73 years old.
Oh my goodness. I don't blame.
She wants. She's like, it's gross. If he comes on TV, I'm like, you're embarrassing me, and I'm disgusted.
Holly, I do not know Heather's mom, but everything I've heard of her, she's a flippin' hoot.
Sounds like it.
She's a very she does the TikTok.
What's
Oh my
wrong,
God.
Mama Knows Best? Someone says Mama Knows Best is upset. What's wrong?
Hold
Aw,
on. Hope y'all are having a happy Halloween, but I'm about to get off here. Really upset right now and just wanted
What's
to tell
wrong,
everyone
Mama Knows?
happy. I will be okay, but fucking see. Oh, I don't
You
even
can
want to
talk.
waste my time talking about her.
Do
Okay.
you want to
You can
come up
you can come up here and talk about her if you like. I'm
Yeah.
all about talking about NC.
Or just if you don't want to talk about her, if that's what will make you feel better, you stay here and just have fun with us. You don't have
Yeah,
to
you can just
leave.
have fun.
How do you make a tissue dance?
Boston
Put
Koozie
a
was
little
sick.
boogie in it.
Dang it! That's my only dad joke I have.
When was I sick, Johnny Kramer?
I think I don't know. That must be why Johnny Kramer was had the stethoscopes
I
out.
had the stethoscope out checking me
Yeah,
out, probably because I coughed.
Mm.
That's a cigarette cough. I'm not
Well,
sick.
Mama knows best. Maybe you could just hang out and have some laughs with us.
Yeah, we'll try to make it funny.
Well, we love you.
We do. You're welcome here to talk or
Yep.
to not talk.
Waste of energy. You're right,
She
Gladys.
is a waste of energy.
Has anyone seen her tonight, by the way? I'm not quite sure what her costume is supposed to be, but
The creeper. I went
Her
as her
biggest
for
hater.
Halloween.
I mean, here's my thing with her and this costume is she didn't dress up as a fantasy character, okay? Or she didn't dress up as
what is she?
she's supposed to be her own biggest hater. Talk about narcissism.
Wow.
And why does her
Dress
own
up as
biggest
your
hater have a beard and
I have
black
no idea.
curly wig?
I have no idea. I have no idea who it is. I have no idea. Oh,
Okay.
maybe I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to be MRB. I don't
know.
I have no idea. I literally have no idea. But it's the level of ego and
Yeah.
self-importance to dress up as your biggest hater is so narcissistic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, and
There was a
TT brought
costume,
out
yeah.
TT what crossed through the veil. You know, the veil is very thin on Halloween, and TT crossed right through and grabbed the demon from the other side to bring to her panel tonight.
Yep.
So that was pretty impressive.
Yep. Yep. And you all saw that fucking that GoFundMe was up quite a bit, right?
I haven't checked. What's it at?
Let's see where it's at right now. I'll go check. Hold on.
I would just like to say that imagine the good she could do with that, like to help people.
She won't. She won't.
I know she won't, but like if she can
For
get $10,000 in a matter of 24 hours, like she could really do some fucking good with that. Like
Well,
be a
or put
decent
it to
human.
maybe she named it the Cyber Harassment Fund, so it's the fund so that she can harass people.
Yeah, so she can build up her internet feed so she can
Yeah.
harass more people quicker.
Yeah. So it's up to $7,100.
Well, also just how selfish too, because it's a fund for her to stop her haters,
Yeah.
you know, and her quote unquote bullies. Like, what about donating to like the National Suicide Hotline, or donating towards there's organizations out there that help with children who are being bullied? Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Holy shit. The same person that gave $1,000 yesterday gave another $1,000 today. That must be fucking nice to throw away $2,000 in 2 days. Must be fucking nice. Do you know how many people are fucking starving in this world?
Yep.
How many
$1,000
fucking people
could feed a lot of people for.
Oh my God, wait a second. I see. No, okay, that's only one. Okay, there's no, wait, 3,003.
I was gonna say, if it's the person I'm
$1,000.
thinking of, that would be
Yes.
3,000 by now.
Yes.
Is that Cassadine? She's always throwing big money at. And
well, yeah, let's not name names because we
Oh,
don't
sorry.
know. Yeah. And then there's another one that did $1,000, but that was somebody else. So holy shit. Holy shit.
Do you
Holy
think
mother
she
of God.
ever has people just pretend donate to her and then secretly gives it back?
No.
You don't think?
She would not fucking give anybody anything back.
But just to make people mad, you know? Because, like, people are pissed. Ooh, Johnny, I thought I was your lady.
I was gonna say, why am I getting all the Johnny love tonight.
Yeah, well, maybe he's just cycling through. Maybe he's cycling through. We each get to be his internet girlfriend for a day.
He goes on. I've seen him on other channels too, just talking
3K
to the
Southern
ladies.
lady.
Laying it
Hi,
on
Thumb
thick.
Thug. Is Thumb Thug leaving? Oh, okay. No, good. No, they're just saying hello. Hello, Thumb Thug. So, and hello, Southern Lady. Yes, 3K. So, to me, that is, I mean, it's clear what she's doing. Like Melissa talked on her. Well, I don't want to talk about what Melissa talked on her members only live
Yeah.
because it was a members only live. But anyways,
Hello.
Yes.
yep. Are we still here? Still
Yep.
gotcha? Okay.
Hello.
Uh-oh, Boston, do you have to back out?
Can you hear? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay. So I was gonna say she's either A. Okay, so she's seen a lawyer. She knows that the lawyer is told her because you get a free consultation. You know that a lawyer has told her she has no case. To prove if she wants to prove defamation, because she talks about how it's hurting her business, but all they would have to do is look at her super chats and look at how quickly she raised money for a legal fund against a fucking non-existent crime or lawsuit. It's not going to happen. Oh, but I wanted to clarify myself when she said I'd eat my words. I will eat my words, but there are conditions upon which I will eat my words if I eat my words. The condition is that you don't just get to go see a lawyer. You have to go see a lawyer and you have to have a legitimate lawsuit because she knows she doesn't have a legitimate lawsuit.
And
She
actually
knows
use
she
that
doesn't.
money to pay a lawyer.
Yes, $20,000.
Yeah. Show us the receipt where you use that money to actually pay a lawyer.
Melissa Jade, first you have to be able to prove defamation. Slander has to be untrue. I mean, the things that are said have to be untrue. So
that's the first step, and then legitimate
that's the
losses
first
would be
step.
the second.
So the first part of defamation is it has to be false statements purporting to be fact. That's the first thing she has to figure out. And then they have to find us at fault to at least negligence, and then they have to find damages have to be determined. But
Well,
first they have to it has to be false.
and there's so many people that have, created channels and shown proof about her. Like, which one is she going to go after? 20,000 isn't going to take her that far.
Yeah, and defamation is incredibly hard to prove. Incredibly hard.
Mm-hmm.
And the entire burden. Hold on. Sorry.
Bless you.
I didn't get to mute myself. Usually I get to it faster. The whole burden lies on her to prove that she was defamed. And it's not causing her any financial damage, clearly.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. And I just think about because I think she truly thinks she's a celebrity. And I think about actual celebrities and the amount.
Everybody's blessing me. Sorry, I feel.
Bless you. Everyone's blessing me.
Yeah, everybody's blessing me. Thank you. I do need a blessing because, look at
me. Did you see the video from? Did you see the video? Did I send that to you last night?
Of what?
I think I sent it to Foz. Of the prayer circle that they had for Natasha.
No.
No.
Lord. There was a woman speaking in tongues. And and Natasha will be vindicated. She will be vindicated. And those who are hating on her, Jesus God, take them down, Jesus God. But it was intense. I thought I sent it to a few people. It's like, what is this?
Oh,
Listen, I'm all
Yeah.
about prayer. I'm all about prayer. I'm okay with any religion out there. I think religion can be beautiful for so many people, but to have a prayer circle to ask God and Jesus to vindicate Natasha by taking all of us down, like, I think God probably has other things that are a little more important right
No,
now
yeah.
to help people with.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. It's not it's not legit.
She said she tried, but it wouldn't go through.
Yes, Southern lady, that is true. If she's using it for her own defense, I will not eat my words. Nope, that's not the way God works. God doesn't answer selfish prayers like that.
Mm-hmm.
And fucking and somebody that is actually out there harming people.
I'm surprised they didn't burst into flames.
Well, Natasha was like wiping her face,
Yeah, I'm surprised they weren't
like
smited on the spot.
crying. Yeah.
So
People had their
that's just the
hands up.
thing. That is one of the things I would urge people to do is if they are commenting an opinion on Natasha, well, an opinion is an opinion, but just stick to the facts. Stick
Yeah.
to the facts. Don't go, don't do the thing that like TT does where she goes half cocked on like a one sentence that somebody says in her chat as if it's fucking fact. Don't do that
Right.
because then you can be guilty of libel. Because if it is true, it cannot be false, and therefore there's no case for defamation. But if it is false and she can prove that it's false, I can prove the stuff that I say to her about her is true. I can prove that there's enough evidence of what she's done, actual legal evidence of what she's done for the things and video evidence of the things she said to be true.
Well, and I feel like even in one of her other lives, she mentioned the fact that she's like, these people know that they can get away with it because everybody lives in different states and it's really hard to prosecute across state lines.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
So,
For sure. I almost feel like she would have to come to the state it was committed. If there was a case of libel committed, I feel like it would almost have to be whoever the defendant was, because that's
right.
where it would be being committed. I know like credit card fraud, just personally based on my job, knowing when we battle people that are using cards fraudulently or somebody like, do you guys know what a chargeback is?
Yeah.
When you like, so
Mm-hmm.
if somebody chargebacks and it's legitimately their card and we can prove it, we have to fight it in their state. So because they live there, the possessor of that card committed the crime in their state, right?
Yeah.
Because they called and used it in there, even though it was across the phone and across state lines, we have to do things in their state, and we've done it. Um, so yeah. Thank you, Spirit, but my lawyer brother didn't teach me shit. He's probably charged. He'd probably charge me $300 an hour to talk to him about any of this. I love my brother. It's one of my brother's birthdays today.
Oh, happy
Yeah, he's a
birthday.
Halloween baby. Yeah,
That's a fun birthday.
well, he is the oldest, so he's 10 years older than me. When he was younger, the brother after him was born 3 years later. So, and he was born in November. So my brother had already turned 3, and then my other brother was born in November. Um,
Is he
and
hot? Is he
is he
single? Is he
he
hot?
is. My
Ooh.
oldest brother is um I'm not gonna say he's hot because he's my brother. My brothers are all very good looking. My oldest brother looks At least he did he used to remind me of John Travolta a lot. Like,
Ooh.
yeah. But now
Before
he's like,
John Travolta's plastic surgery.
yes, before plastic surgery. So like in Pulp Fiction, John Travolta,
Yeah.
when Pulp Fiction came out, my brother actually had long hair and like always wore it back in a ponytail. And when that first scene came on of John Travolta like riding in the car all high fuck, and
Yeah.
on the big screen because we were watching it in the theaters, and I was watching it with my brother. I was watching it with my husband and my three brothers, and we all turned to my oldest brother. We're like, "Holy shit!" It's, we call him Rhino. I don't know why we call him Rhino, but we call him Rhino. But anyway,
It's one of my
that
favorite
that is
movies. I love
that is a nickname. My brothers all had nicknames growing up. That all of their friends had animal nicknames, and
Hmm.
my brother Rhinos is the only one that stuck forever. Like my kids call him Uncle Rhino. Like
That's
everybody calls him Rhino.
adorable.
That's
Yeah,
really
it
cute.
is. It's hilarious. His stuck, but nobody else is stuck. But his stuck. Um, so anyways, when my brother turned one, when my second brother turned one, my oldest brother, Rhino, he got into his costume from Halloween and wanted to go trick or treating because he thought that that's what people did on their birthdays. He just was like,
Aw.
"That's what we do on birthdays."
That's
Let's do it.
cute.
So yeah. Then
That's
he
really cute.
realized that no, everybody is trick or treating because it's your birthday, Rhino. So, hi, Jabberjaws.
Oh, now all the girls want to date your brother, your
Oh
John
yeah.
Mhm.
Travolta brother.
My one brother is single. My oldest brother is single. My other two brothers are not.
Mm.
My oldest brother is single, and
And he's a lawyer.
no.
Oh,
That's the youngest of the brothers. I
okay.
have three older brothers and one older sister. I'm the baby, and the youngest of the brothers is a lawyer. The second brother has his doctorate in political science, which he's not using,
Ooh.
and then the oldest brother is a mechanical engineer for Intel. He makes good money, and he
Damn.
makes good money, but he does not want a relationship.
Mm.
He's done with relationships. He's had 3 failed marriages, so I think I think he's realizing
Okay.
it might not be them. I
Yeah.
love I love my brother. I love my brother, but maybe he's realizing it might not be them. That he might actually be a problem. But
I
he's not
forgot.
like
I
he's a great guy. He's not abusive or anything like that. He's just very set in his ways, you know what I mean?
Mm.
yeah. Reminds me of me. I'm very set in my ways. Well, as far as being like, well, I just can't imagine being in a relationship. I want one, but like I don't want to like actually give anyone time of day. Um
Or be
I
obligated
totally
to someone else.
yeah,
I
exactly.
have
Like
enough obligation to my dog.
exactly. Well, I've got my bird now is like a actual human baby. It's bizarre. It's a lot of
Yeah.
work. I had no idea birds would be that much work.
I told
I
you.
totally I know you did tell me, and I
Yes,
bought
Lynn.
it anyways. It was a midlife crisis, Heather. Come on.
Fine,
Yeah.
girl. Stop it.
Yes, Lynn, my oldest two brothers have um my oldest brother has one biological child and then a stepson that was raised all his life by him, and then he has two grandchildren, and my second oldest brother has two kids, and then my third oldest brother has zero kids. His wife and him just she couldn't they couldn't have babies, and they've got doggies, and then my sister has four fucking kids. Four
Wow.
kids. Yeah,
Mm.
my
So you've
sister
got
did
lots
the
of
like
nieces and
everybody. I
nephews.
have to. Yes, I do. I do.
I bet you're a
Not
kick-ass
lots.
aunt.
Not. I am Aunt Lala. That's what they used to call me, is
Yeah,
Auntie
because they
Lala,
can't say. Yeah, you said that because they couldn't
because they
say
couldn't
Holly.
say. Yeah, yeah. My oldest nephew couldn't say Holly, and so he called me
Oh,
Lolly
now
for a
Lynn's
long time.
trying to hit on your nephews.
Oh, the son. Okay, so let's see. My I have a nephew that is 32. I
Ooh,
have a nephew
I'll
that
take it.
is he's a big boy. He's a big boy.
I like
He's like
big
a
boys.
lumberjack. He's a lumberjack, he's like a big
Dad
boy.
bod.
Yeah, and he's a big boy though. Like I mean a big boy, like a bouncer big boy, not muscular, but just like a big boy.
Yeah.
And I have, oh my God, and then my other nephews are all like the other two nephews are 21 and 19. So way too young probably,
Yeah.
but
That's my brother, like my
and then
brother's
my
age.
oldest nephew, my step nephew has got to be like getting close to 40. No, 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 no. 37, 37, yeah, 37 maybe.
Yes,
I
she
did,
did Teresa
Teresa.
Smith.
You'll have to rewind and listen. You could rewind right now and listen and then tell me what you thought.
She
I was
killed
so
it.
nervous. Did I kill it?
You
Was it
were?
okay? Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I was really
You did
nervous.
so good. You really did. I didn't know you were nervous.
Yeah, no, I was. I was really nervous. Just because just because I like worried I would stumble over words, because
Yeah.
sometimes my eyes move and my brain definitely moves faster than my mouth. And so, hi, girls.
I haven't dated in 10 years. I've been single for 10 years.
10 years. I've been single for now, uh, going on 4 years.
I'm on
Wow.
6.
Yeah.
But I
And
All
don't
the single
need
ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies.
but I don't miss it. No, I don't miss it. I miss him.
Me neither. Yeah.
I miss the guy that I was in a last relationship with because he was like perfect. And well, he wasn't perfect, but we were perfect together. It was so perfect because it was long distance. He traveled all over the country working and would just fly me in to see him like whenever, right? And it was like, honeymoon sex all the time because it was always in a hotel. I mean, he'd come here too,
Yeah.
but like more often than not, I was going to see him. And we just got along so well, so well. And
Aw.
he was and he we broke up because he broke up with me and then bought me a dog.
He
He bought
broke
me
up with you
Elijah
and then bought you a dog?
and bought me Elijah. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Why?
We still talk to this day all the time.
Yeah.
But it was just that he thought it was really unfair to
Aw.
be of him to be because he was like he had no like he was gone like and I wasn't even close to where his home base was, like where
Yeah.
his actual like where he would go if he had, 2 weeks off. It wasn't here and he had kids there, or a kid there. And so he said it was really unfair of
You're like,
him
no, it's
to keep
fine.
me and I'm like, "Yes, it's perfect because like I don't have to deal with you here all the time." And like, but he was just like, I don't know, maybe he was cheating on me. I don't know. He could have been, I wouldn't know and I wouldn't have cared. So, I mean, as long as
Yeah.
it didn't come back to me, but he was like the best and he still is the best. And he looks like Bradley Cooper in A Star Is Born. That's
Oh
who
my
Yeah.
he
God.
looks like
Oh
Bradley
my
Cooper in A
lord.
Star Is Born. Yeah, no, I'm not kidding you. When that movie came out, I couldn't watch it because we had like
Aw.
yeah, I couldn't watch it. I still can't watch it because I would probably cry because it looks just like him.
Mm.
And he's Southern too, so he's got a Southern accent. And he makes fun of my Yankee accent all the time.
I just don't know if I will ever find a love again like my ex.
And you don't need to. You don't need to find a love again.
I know. I'm really like, I don't know. I'm like with Boston. Sometimes there's times that I miss it, but then there's times that I do not. Like I was
Yeah.
married for a long time and, you know, we were pretty happy together until his dick fell into my best friend's vagina. And then it
Oh,
went downhill from there.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so weird. Like, I,
Gladys, Bradley might not be a nice person, but he's very good to look at. I mean, I'm not saying I would date Bradley, but he's very good to look at. He's
Yeah.
very nice to look at. And that and the other thing about this guy was like he had not an ounce of fat on him. Like he was so lean because he's a electrical foreman for, I mean, like builds like what are they called? Fucking refrigerator shoot units, you know, like where Cisco stores the food between the
Oh
trucks,
yeah.
getting them.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he would do all the electrical for the cooling units. He got paid fucking bank for doing that. And he'd go all over the country to do that, like
Wow.
to to build the electrical units in there. And from like floor up. And so he a lot of physical work. He did not have like the first time like felt his body, like, not you guys need to know that, but I saw him naked. I was like examining him, trying to find any fat on him because I was like,
Yeah.
Jesus, how is that even possible? God, he would show me the steps he walked that day, like on his little Fitbit, and I'd be like, holy shit, no wonder. Oh God, he had such a nice body, and he was magical in bed. Fuck. That's
Whoa.
probably why. That's probably why I will probably never do a relationship again because I'll just compare them all to him because
Right.
That's how
he was
I
like a
He
fucking
sounds
feel.
ninja.
perfect.
He was like a ninja wizard acrobat magic,
Warlock.
but like I felt like a pretzel and a rag doll and all the good things. He was the only man, I would tell you, the only man that could dominate me. And
Yeah.
that because probably because his penis was so good. So, anyway,
Oh.
anyway, gonna start losing those viewers because we're talking about penis. Are you blushing, Gladys? It's all right.
Gladys.
I have no shame, girl. I have no
Gladys,
shame.
we wish we could have a love like yours. Didn't you say you've been married 30 some years or 40?
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
she adores her. Every
incredible.
time she talks about her husband, it's
You
adorable.
said
She adores him.
only
I
one
know.
time he called you a biatch.
Yeah,
That was adorable.
that's so cute. I feel like,
Carrie.
yeah. And oh yeah, penis. We're talking about wieners here. But yeah,
41
41
years?
41
years. Oh
years.
my God.
Wow.
That's amazing. That's
Get
so
it,
awesome.
sister.
And you're his third, did you say
Penis.
you're his third wife?
Courtney. No, you're his third wife in 41 years?
Yeah. I think she said
It must have
third.
been short
Well, she said the
marriages.
other two didn't look like her at all. Like he had a type, and then he finally found
Yes,
her.
Courtney,
And
penis. Courtney knows I have no shame. I'll talk. I will
I
talk
will talk too.
about sex. I mean, and I think my entire life has been my hoe phase. Like seriously, like I don't give a fuck. I can be faithful in a relationship, monogamous in a relationship, but when I'm not in a relationship, I will have sex to have sex, just to have sex, not to form a connection, but just because I want to have sex. And after my narcissist after my relationship with my narcissist, I went on to back on the dating apps, you know, and
Ugh.
I had not been on the dating apps for a while. And the last time I'd been on there, all the men that like hit on me were like right around my age, right? Like right around my age or
yeah.
like older, whatever. And I went back on these dating apps when I was 44, I guess. 43, something like 42. No, because it was in 2015, 16. I had been 40, almost 45. Anyway, anyway, um, I immediately started getting messages from guys half my age. Like, and I was
Mm.
like, I'd never been with a dude more than 5 years younger than me. Most guys were
Mm.
always like older than me, right? But there was like nobody my age was hitting on me. Nobody. And I was not looking for boyfriends. You know what I mean? I was looking for sex. That's all I wanted. But I'm a very sexual person, but I knew like I was not anywhere close to being ready to go to into nowhere. But I know I know who I am. I need sex, right? And um
But young dudes can't fuck. I
yes,
mean,
they
really,
can. Holy
not
shit.
the ones I've been with.
Well, then you must be
Shit.
with the wrong ones because holy shit, I will tell you. Um, like the first one was like I had to make sure that my daughter didn't know him because I was like, this can't be one of your friends, because like that would be weird. But and she was like, "Go for it, mom. Just go for it. Like, just because they all of them were fucking hot, hard bodies, like all of them had good sized penises. Like I don't know where I got this batch of young men, and they all were like super cool. I mean, but they didn't want to hang out with me. I did not want to hang out with them. Like I
Yeah.
was like, I
Perfect.
kicked them out of my house after I got mine. I wouldn't
Yeah.
even care if they got theirs. I like, but I mean, I'm nicer than that. But my therapist, because the first time I had sex, I was like a little freaked out. I was talking to this guy, and I told him, like, look, like I'm in a really fucking weird place because I have PTSD from my past relationship. I'm not looking for a guy, like a boyfriend. I'm not looking for a friend. I'm looking for penis. That's all I'm looking for. And, uh, but I need to tell you, I don't know how I'll react to sex because my ex used sex as a weapon with me. And
Mhm.
like it was like he would like punish me and reward me with I mean it was the worst fucking
Hmm.
relationship, and I didn't know how I would respond, right? Because I already knew I was fucking fucked up otherwise, right? And so he was like, well, we could just chill, we just hang out and chill. And I said, well, what if I start like just fucking crying in the middle of sex? And he's like, well, how would you like me to respond? And I was like, that's like a very nice, thoughtful, like
Yeah.
way to ask me. Okay, okay. Well, I mean, don't like pull away or something to make me feel weird about it, but we'll say we'll see. But it didn't happen. I didn't cry. And I went into my therapist's office the next day, and she was like, "You look really good. You're like glowing. What's going on?" I'm like, "Yeah, I found my therapy. I found the
Hmm.
thing that I need to be doing." Because she was like, "You should journal. You should paint. Go for walks." Like, like she was trying to get me to do all this stuff to like
Yeah.
release some of this energy, right? And I was like, I found my thing. I need to
Found
have
my
some
That's
release.
orgasms.
awesome.
I said, I need to have orgasms. As I said, I need to have orgasms. And
That's
younger
awesome.
men, I think younger men, when you're older, is the thing is that I feel that they're willing to learn. I feel
Yeah.
they're absolutely take such good direction because I know what I want. When I was 21, 22, 23, 24, I still didn't know myself enough sexually to know everything I wanted and needed. And I definitely didn't have the voice to ask for it, you know what I mean? And but now like I'm like I will ask for what I need. I will demand what I need and I will get what I need, right? And
Yeah.
I know exactly how to tell a guy to make me like,
Get it.
feel
Yeah.
good. And
Get it.
so yeah, get it? And so then I just had I for 2 years, I had a revolving door of a stable. I like to call my stable of young studs. And that
Mm.
just
I like
that
that.
seriously, they were because and they once they realized that I was not trying to pursue them in any way, like the first guy, like still to this day calls me. But well, more than just the first guy, but when that first guy, when he first realized that I wasn't trying to pursue him
Hmm.
and like I wasn't texting him, I wasn't asking him to come over, he started like texting me all the time. And he was like, like, and I said, hey, like they were booty calls. One of my friends was like, don't you feel like being used? And I'm like, dude, who's using who? Like, I
Right.
am
Yeah.
so using these boys. Like,
Right.
they most of the times almost all the time, they bring me something to drink, so
Yeah.
like, and or they like, then they just chill and they leave when I tell them to leave. I don't feed them. I don't give them anything except for, the same thing I want from them,
Yeah.
And, a few of them not make me, but they want like, oh, but can I just take you to the movies? And I was like, oh God, okay. Free movie, all right. I'll go to the movies.
Okay.
All right, as long as I don't want to talk to you and get to know you.
Sounds like a perfect arrangement to me.
It was. It was. And I would go to work and I would tell my girlfriends at work all the time, like they'd be like, what'd you do last night? Tell us about your adventures.
Yeah.
The adventures of horror Hollyland.
Now, Holly, do you work from home or do you go to an office?
I work from home now, but I used to go to an office.
Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't really an office. It wasn't like cubicle, but it was like a house converted into
An
offices.
office.
Yeah.
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah. So everybody had their own little space, but now I work from home because of pandemic. It was
Yeah.
just like nobody you couldn't like so we have like a few people that relied on public transportation to get to work, right? And public
Um,
transportation shut down
Yeah.
in COVID. So nobody could come in, and plus nobody wanted to, it was terrifying. So nobody
Yeah.
wanted to come in, so we sold the building like in November of last year, because it was just like it was just sitting there doing nothing, and everybody that could work from home was working from home.
Right.
So that's just where we're at now.
Yeah, I just
I
want a
think
sugar daddy to like
I
take me
want a
to
sugar
dinner.
s I want a sugar younger daddy.
a
I
sugar
don't want him
Sugar,
son.
to be
a
older.
sugar
Like the
cup.
sugar
Sugar cup.
a sugar cub, yes, a sugar cub, that's what I want.
There we go.
Can I
Yeah.
address Thumb Thug and Lynn DS? Can you please stop talking about my pocket knife and my speed limit? Thank
What?
you.
What?
They're making fun of my. Was that on Melissa's live? I think you may have not been there, but
When
I
I was walking the
referenced
dog, yeah, I lost my signal.
I
What's this
referenced
about
something
a
about.
pocket knife?
I forget how the pocket knife even came up, and then I said that there is a safe speed limit with sex, and I said 45 miles an hour, but I don't remember how either of those came up. Melissa J,
But
do you remember the pocket knife?
what do you mean by speed limit of sex?
I don't know. It just came out of my mouth, and I can't remember what the context was or anything. Melissa, tell me what live that was so I can go back and listen to myself.
I don't understand that though. I need to know
we
what speed limit.
we were talking
You're
about
talking about
riddles,
riddles, okay.
and we were all it was very late and slap happy, and I made two comments back to back, and they were something about a pocket knife and something about this a safe speed limit for sex, and I went with 45 miles an hour.
That's pretty fast.
So Thumb
That is
Thug
still pretty
said
fast, yes.
it is, but I don't know where it came out of my mouth or what the context was. Yeah, so
Oh,
Thumb
you
Thug
said
said, but
what you would find in a man's pocket that a woman would want. You said pocket knife.
I
That's
said
pretty good. But
pocket
what was the
knife.
answer? Wallet?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think it was something. It was like money or something. That's sexist. Then a riddle asked what speed limit you can have sex at, and I said 45 miles an hour.
What is it? Is it like 69?
I remember the answer is 68 because once you get to 69, you have to turn around.
Oh, it was money. It was his money.
Remember?
Okay.
Thank you,
But
Melissa. Thank
I
you.
think even men would want something in a man's pocket that is money. I mean, even men would
I
want
know.
that.
That's why I said it was a sexist joke or a sexist riddle. Yeah, 68. That was a good one.
Oh, look at Johnny. My ex told me I let you do things with my body that no other man has done to her. Like what, Johnny?
Butt stuff.
Like, have you ever
Butt
like
stuff.
stuck your finger in
Butt
her
stuff.
belly button?
Ew. Ew.
I have a caller that likes to talk about belly button sex.
Can I
Really?
just,
Yeah.
I will
Really?
tell you something, you guys, and I wanted to say, well, maybe I shouldn't. I kind of want to. How about I just not name names?
Okay.
So I am a horror junkie, and I know you were talking about how you love Walking Dead.
Mhm.
Yes.
So I had a very, very close call of being essayed by somebody who was on The Walking Dead.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my
And
Somebody
it's
God.
big?
terrifying. Huh?
Somebody big on The Walking Dead or somebody that maybe like guy would
Um,
know the character?
you, I don't know. He was killed off pretty quickly, but he was on it for a couple
Oh, good.
episodes.
Well, good.
Oh, you're
And,
right.
oh, sorry. But
He
yeah,
was killed off pretty quickly.
yeah,
I think I know
he,
who it is.
who?
I just got an image in my head. Is he a brother of someone?
No.
Okay.
I probably would have fucked him.
Ew, he's the creepiest. Okay.
No,
Sorry,
I'm kidding.
continue. And
No,
I'm the only reason I feel okay laughing is knowing that it did not happen to you.
well, no,
But
but it was very, very fucking uncomfortable, and
yeah.
I was pretty terrified, and
Aw.
I couldn't get up. Like he had me pinned down and was taking my pants down, and then some friends of mine came into the we were in a hotel and stopped it,
I'm
but
so sorry.
he did that. It's okay. But I'm not going to say initials because you guys could literally figure it out if I did that. No, it wasn't a cop guy.
I'm so sorry, Heather. That's
It's okay.
terrifying.
It was, but it's okay. And I guess he's a better person now. But at any rate, he did that to me. He like stuck his finger in my belly button and like
What?
sniffed it.
What?
It was
What?
so weird. It
What
What?
is
was,
that? Some kind of fresh checker? Yeah,
I
check
don't
their
know,
belly
dude.
button.
It
Let's
was
see.
real fucking
Let's see
weird.
if your belly button smells fresh or not, or
He
like
said,
maybe.
I don't know. He
Or
said
Oh,
it
I
maybe
mean,
he
like,
weird is weird.
likes if it doesn't smell good. Some
yeah,
people like that. Weird, like,
so weird.
ugh.
It was
Belly button
creepy.
Well,
sniffer.
I'm really, really happy to hear that you're okay, or
Yeah,
and that he didn't accomplish what he set
no,
out for. But it would be
I
nice
was
to know
shook
who the
though,
hell
for
he
sure.
was.
No.
He's not on there, so can I still like The Walking Dead? He's not on
Yeah,
there
dude,
anymore.
totally. I still love The Walking Dead.
Okay, because
Yeah,
I loved
that's.
The Walking Dead.
Well, I
He
mean,
was
I
a
don't
creep.
kink shame anybody, but I don't understand the belly button thing.
Me
I
neither.
don't
Me
get it.
neither.
I don't get it. But I don't kink shame anybody. I've had callers who want me to describe being like them being a dish and me washing them like a dish,
Ooh,
like a plate. Like, what the fuck? Like, I
okay.
don't get that. I had one where this guy was like, he said, "I've got a really weird fantasy," which is like what almost all dudes say. I have a really weird fantasy,
Yeah,
and then they'll proceed to tell me they like to wear panties, and I'm like, "That's not weird. I like to wear panties too. Like, that's
yeah,
not weird."
yeah.
Like, if it's gonna be
Like,
weird, it
who
has to be
wouldn't?
weird for everybody. Panties
Yeah,
feel amazing.
they do.
So so he said, "Okay, so, um, we're at a bar, you pick me up at a bar, okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, so far so good." And he's like, "And then you take me back to your house and you start to seduce me." And I'm like, "All right." And he's like, "And then you transform into a snake and you eat me alive." I was like, "All right." I was like, "Could you, like, give me an hour to, like, go and, like, just prepare myself for this call because I'm gonna make this the best fucking
Did
call
you
you have ever
hiss?
done." Oh, yeah, I fucking explained how I fucking d like, uh like, dislocated my how do they call it? That's not the word,
Yeah,
where
you like
they
pop
dislocate
open
their
your
jaw.
jaw and
Yeah,
yeah.
and I explained how the skin felt wrapping around him. I was half cobra, half rattlesnake. So, like, I took my rattler and stuck it up his butt while I was swallowing him, and it was like
Wow,
yeah, it was great. It was great. It
that's
was great. I
awesome.
loved it.
That's awesome.
If there is something if it exists, there is porn for it or a fantasy for it. That's just
I
the
feel
thing.
like if I lived by myself, I'd probably be hitting you up as a reference because your job sounds awesome.
It is fun. It is.
It sounds really fun.
Look at Johnny. Johnny Kramer says, "Shh, Holly, let's just say I'm good at vagina." Oh, at the vagina. You're good at the vagina?
Is Johnny Kramer secretly like 13 years old?
I think
No, I
so.
think I know who Johnny Kramer is. I'm actually pretty sure I know who Johnny Kramer is. But
I think that's
I
the
think
name
I might
of the
know as well.
jigsaw.
I don't know if you know. I mean, you wouldn't know him.
I know that.
Oh, okay. Okay. But yeah, okay then. You talk to enough people that know who
I
it
talk
is
to
that
enough people. I get
yeah.
around.
But it's okay.
I get
Uh
around these dirty YouTube
yeah.
streets.
But which I don't know. I've never heard Johnny be so complimentary if it's the person but he's good at the vagina. Good at the vagina. What are you good
Well,
at the vagina? Like what? Like
earlier, wait, hold on, because earlier he chatted when Heather was saying about her ex and her best friend. He chatted and said, Heather, I'm really sorry to hear that your ex put his, and then he did like meat emojis in your, and then he said, in your best friends, and then he did orange
Orange,
emojis.
what?
not peach, but
I was
orange.
like, in your best friend's
What?
orange?
Meat
I'm
in
really,
your best so no eggplant in the taco, but meat in the orange. I love it. You guys,
I thought it was really cute.
we're gonna start a whole new like internet speak thing. I
Uh,
Put your
say whenever
meat
you
in
say we
the
got sweet
orange.
screams, we got sweet screams. What was the other one
Um,
that I
well, Melissa Jade's Jaded Coven.
Well, the Jaded Coven, yes. But so there's the Jaded Coven, but there's Sweet Screams, and then when somebody's like saying they died because they laughed so hard they died,
Yeah.
I always say I tellered because we have a person in our community that faked his own death, and his last name is Teller, so I always say I tellered because I died, but not really.
Oh,
So
we know about that person.
you knew about that
We
person?
do?
Yeah, we do.
You and I know about that person?
We've probably talked about it.
Okay, someone fill me in later. We also have SOP.
And
We
we
need
have
to start a
soft, yep,
dictionary.
yep. And now we're gonna do meat in the orange.
Meat in the orange. And it doesn't eat, the meat was like a piece of meat on like a bone.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
like
like a
a
rib
ham.
or
Lynn,
like
I was using Dawn dish soap. I was using Dawn dish soap, blue. I think it was blue.
Blue is
Yeah,
the
I think it was
best.
blue. Yeah,
when you were dishwashing that person.
yeah, yeah. And he
What was
just like
on the plate? What
he
was
was the
dirty?
plate. He was
I
just the
know, but
plate. He was
what
just
was
the plate.
dirty about him that you
He
had to
he
clean off?
he didn't say.
Oh.
He was pre-rinsed when he came to me, I guess. Um, but he actually legitimately got in the bathtub while we were on the phone in dishwashing liquid. He like used it as bubble bath. And then he had me, I was like, I wasn't naked. There was no, like, he wasn't even a human being. He was a plate. He was just a dish.
Yeah.
So he didn't have genitals. So it was just like I just described. I was wearing like gloves, like dishwashing gloves, and I had a sponge. And I just explained how I picked him up out of the sink and like, you oh my goodness, it was the suds and everything, and how I rinsed him off and dried him off and put him away, and then I would repeat, but then he would be just another dish. It was
That's
very
awesome.
interesting. Then we have another guy that likes you to blow up balloons and pop them while he pretends to be like sitting at your feet, like rubbing his penis on your pantyhose while you pop balloons, and he's like, like when you pop them, like you legitimately blow balloons up and pop them in his ear, and he goes, "What did you do? What did you do?" And then he goes, and
Holly,
then he
you
comes.
need to write a book.
Dude,
Like
that's what I
seriously, like
told my friend.
the
Some of the
diaries.
shit that they would say is just like,
You need to write
oh,
a book, man.
Oh,
That
yeah.
would
And then we have
that
the
would
guy that
sell.
likes afraid of the vacuum cleaner. So like he likes you to send pictures of like vacuum cleaners and like there's an old cartoon where there's this lady chasing these kids, or there's a witch, and she's riding on, it's an old black and white cartoon, and she's flying around on a vacuum cleaner, and she sucks these two little kids up, right? And that terrifies him. And like every once in a while, like I do calls with him, I'll like just go, I'll be talking to him, I'll just sneakily get my vacuum cleaner out of my closet, and I'll plug it in and just turn it on in the middle of the call, and he'll just like cry. It's funny.
oh my
Then we have
God.
another guy that ties himself up and tickles himself, like he has this record player, like a turntable that has like a fiber optic on it, and he ties himself up into a chair, this thing at his foot, so the fiber optic keeps hitting his foot and tickling him, and then we just laugh at him. We just laugh at him, and he just tries to get free while we laugh at him. And then
Wow.
we do legit have a guy that calls up and he says, after he pays, he goes, "I'm gonna call you right back, and when you answer, just ignore me. Just ignore me. Just don't say anything. No matter what I do, ignore me." And he's French. I love his accent. And then he will call another service and get them on the line and try to introduce us, but none of us will talk to each other because we're ignoring him, right? And then he sits there and goes, "Ooh, ooh, that's it. You're doing so good. You're doing so good. Ooh, you're doing so good." And then for like
What?
hours, yeah, and you just ignore him for hours.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how
I love my
long
job.
your like
I love my
what's your
fucking job.
typical length of a
She's like, he's
session?
actually been on hold for this whole life.
It was a ham bone. Okay,
Oh,
so
80s. Somebody drop Melissa Jade's channel. 80s trivia
yes.
with Doyle on
Melissa, just
Tuesday.
drop
I
your own
cannot
channel.
wait. Oh yeah, Melissa, you can drop your own channel. I
I didn't
forgot.
know it was gonna be 80s. Oh my gosh, I'm
Ah,
so
that's
excited.
exciting. That's exciting. Um, Oh, there's lots of symbolism, Carrie.
I think
Absolutely.
Johnny is behind in the he keeps talking about things that we
Yeah.
already talked about, but it was a ham bone, which makes it even better. He put his ham bone in your
Oh,
best friend's
gotcha.
orange.
What's Gladys? What's Gladys?
Gladys
Gladys.
wants to know if anyone's ever asked you to fake that you're dead.
Yes.
That's uncomfortable.
Well, I mean, it's really easy.
No, well, I know. I'm saying just thinking about
Yeah. I mean,
like
I've had everything. I've probably been asked to do everything. There's stuff I won't do, and there's stuff like,
Will you do
that.
the kid voices? Because that's the one my friend was like. I mean,
Well, I
she would
can't.
do it,
I
but
don't think I can do a kid voice. Listen to me.
it's
I mean,
gross.
I
yeah, but
sound
that's
like a
really
full,
gross.
but I try not to kink shame people. I try not to like. I really try not to
Yeah.
like comment on that
Yeah.
because it's not always everything you think it is. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
It's not always as cut and dry and black and white.
I mean, there's stuff that I've watched that like I would never like be into probably in real life, but like watching it is a turn on, you know.
Yeah. I can't think of like what was the other thing I would say? Because there's vacuum cleaners, balloons, dishes, snakes, belly buttons.
How long are your average like what's your average length of time that you'd
Like
have?
30 minutes probably.
Yeah.
30 minutes is pretty average, yeah. But I've had calls. I had this one guy that used to call. We used to go hours. My longest call was just over 7 hours with him, and
Oh
I
my
felt like
God. How
my
much
my.
was that bill?
But I can't remember now how much we were charging at the time. But we literally ran the gamut of different kinds of like scenarios. From he was so hilarious, but we would like I was like this rich woman that lived in this house and he was like the servant, but I was also like like her daughter, like grown daughter, and then he was also the tennis coach. And like there's like we would be all these different people,
Yeah.
and like he was like I was having an affair with like the servant, and like my husband didn't know, and
The
like
pool
it
boy.
was just like but then or the pool boy, yeah. And then we were vampires, and then we were like a king and queen of some country where we like I don't know, it was just very, I mean, it was so weird,
You'd
but it was
actually
like
probably sorry.
go ahead.
You'd actually probably be really good as a character in one of Chris's
Yeah.
experiences
I
or someone
know.
else's.
Why
Like
don't you
you'd
tell him that?
okay, well, if you're watching
Nevermore
this
is
back
my
later,
boyfriend here.
yeah, nevermore. Nevermore, if you're watching this on playback, hire Holly, man.
For real. Like, for real, I think I would do a really good job being an
Yeah.
actor in one of those things or a character. Absolutely. I always said I would like because I always talked about, I talked about Crucible, which they talked about,
Yeah.
and how I never would want to go through it, but I would definitely like to be one of the people putting people through it. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
think that would be fun. And they're like, well, you got to kind of go through it your first yourself. And I'm like, can I go at a level 1? And then there's no level
Yeah.
1.
I'm just super pumped for this because,
Me
like,
too. I'm so excited.
I have
So jealous. I'm so jealous.
multiple sclerosis, so I can't really walk that great. And so it's cool that I'll be able to like be in this
Immersive.
immersive,
Yeah.
like spookiness. Like I'm so pumped.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm super excited. And I'm excited to go with Heather and
I know.
Andre. And I wish you could be with us. He
Me
was like, Holly wants to
too.
do it so bad, but I
I
kept telling
do.
her she can't.
I know, because I would ruin it because I know
Yeah.
too much.
Well, he did say that when we're done, because once we're done, like it's
It's
not going to be
over.
done again. So he did say we could like all go on panel and talk about it. So we
Okay.
could all together, including you,
Ugh.
and talk
But why
about our
can't I
different
just do it
experiences.
again?
Because you already know
I know,
But
everything.
I
but
can pretend
listen,
that I don't know anything. I would
but
just hit
Well,
on
that won't
I would just
work.
hit on Edward the whole time.
I'm excited to see who I fall in love with.
Yeah. If you fall in love with anyone, you might hate
Yeah,
everybody.
I might hate everybody.
Yeah. I'm sure
I'm
that
really
there's
excited
people. Yeah,
then.
I'm so excited. I'm so jealous. I just don't understand why can't I just be a part of it and just not be a part of it? You know what I mean? I
Like just
promise.
watch.
I promise, Chris. Just put me in the group chat or in the Discord or whatever, and just let me watch. Just let me watch. Oh my gosh, just let me just like wander around the halls of Saint.
You could be the voyeur character.
Yeah, I could just be one of the patients, but
Yeah.
not like an integral part of the patients, you know?
Well, hit him up. And I'll message him too. I'll be like, hey, listen, Holly she really deserves this, man.
I do.
She brought us to you. Give her this chance.
Just let me be part of it. Like, I just want to be part of it. It was just so good. I just want to be what I
You
want to
said
be.
how
I want to be a
amazing.
nurse that just hangs around Edward all the time. Like just is like creepily hanging around Edward.
See, we don't
And
know who that is yet, so no spoilers.
no,
He
I know,
said
but I
you
just want
were
to be
really
a
amazing,
nurse.
Holly.
Huh?
He said you were really amazing.
Yeah,
Like
he said great
what,
things about you.
Well, that's
whatever.
good.
Like
I just
when
really
you,
immersed myself in this shit.
Yeah.
well, like I don't know exactly what it was, but the activities that you had to do. He said that like you did some really beautiful shit, like making movies and stuff.
Aw.
Yeah.
I need to find out I need to remember when my next, because I have two coming up.
You
I do.
Yeah,
I have two.
you're doing the haunted house and the PDX
Yep.
one.
Yep. So I've got
Well, I'm
November.
excited for Aristocrat Nights too.
Oh, me too. I have November 13th, and then I have the haunted house November 19th.
Wait, what's November 13th?
The PDX.
The PDX.
Yeah.
Are you going in person for that?
No. No, it's
Okay.
just a 1 hour.
Yeah. But they do have the in-person one, right?
Yeah, I ain't doing that shit. I'm not doing that shit. I don't do that shit. I don't want to be scared. Hi, Moody Mary.
Okay, for
You
anyone
did
who's interested in knowing what we're talking about,
nothing and everything.
yes. Just check out
Moody,
what's
if you
the
want to go back, Moody, if you want to go back and listen to where I read Poe, it's probably what would you guys say? How
like an
far
the
back
hour
very
in
ago?
beginning.
Well, it's you started at 10:30, so like
but
we've been
but
talking for 2 hours.
oh my God. But I started at just before 8 my time. I started to read just before 8 my time. So if you go back an hour and 45 minutes, Mary Moody, if you go back an hour and 45 minutes, you could hear me read it. It only takes 13 minutes. Then you can come back up to live.
Yeah, go back,
So
Moody Mary. She did really good.
thank you. It makes me feel nice.
You did. I'm excited for more.
I will have to, I will have to, I want to do something like I have this book called Prick Songs and Descants, and
Hmm.
it's got some great stuff in it. So I want to read something out of that. Maybe not always horror themed, you know? Maybe
You could
some
just start
comedy.
every live with a story.
That's such a good idea.
Yeah,
I love
just start
that
every
idea.
live with a story.
I could also end every live with a story too,
Yep,
so
one
I
or
can
the
put
other.
everybody to sleep.
Make it your trademark.
Yeah.
Johnny.
I just read that too.
What? I used to
I
talk
used to
like,
talk like Pepe Le Pew cartoon in the bedroom with a woman I was madly in love with.
oh my God. That's so, that is so romantic.
So
Or a
hot.
poem. Do you guys like the idea of it before or after? Before or at the end? Like a
At the
bedtime
end.
story? At the end?
Hmm.
Yeah, because everyone always says towards the end of the lives, they're always like, "Tell me a story."
Okay,
I
I'll
think
have
at
to
the
think
end is
about
good.
that.
When are you doing the
But I get so
Mystery
my
Science
tongue.
Theater live.
I don't know. We got to still. Me and Melissa are figuring something out with that. Um, I get tongue tied when I get tired, though. That might be the problem. So I might have to do it at the beginning.
Ooh, you should read some Shel Silverstein. That would be fun.
Oh
Or the
yeah, I need to
Sidelock
go. Yeah, I need to go get. I have pretty much every book that like ever existed. I feel like not really, but I have so many books that it's like it's crazy
Just read like an excerpt.
from a
And,
book.
yeah,
We should do a book of the month club and or a book club, and I will just read a chapter a week to you guys, and we can discuss. If
That's
anybody
a good
like
idea.
actually, no, Lindy, yes, it won't always be something scary. It won't always be something scary. If we do it at the end, it has to be, I have to like do it before I start getting tired because
Yeah,
otherwise I start stumbling over my words. There's no way I could read a book. The missing piece is really good. That is really good. I'm trying to think of like, have you guys ever read The Phantom Toll Booth?
nope.
no.
Okay, so The Phantom Toll Booth is a kid's story, is a kid's book. Like I'm
Wait,
gonna
who's
say
the
like fourth
author?
grade. Um, oh my fucking God. I'm looking it up because I cannot
Because
remember.
it sounds familiar.
The sisters Rhyme and Reason, and they go to this boy, Norton Jester.
Hmm.
So I'll give you a little synopsis. The Phantom Toll Booth is a children's fantasy adventure novel. Well, that doesn't help. Hold on. Fucking this ingenious. Okay, come on. Let's see. I hate Google.
Me too. It's giving you a bunch of reviews.
Yeah. It's a children's fantasy adventure novel written by Norton Juster with illustrations by Jules Pfeiffer. First published in 1961, the story follows a bored young man named Milo who unexpectedly receives a magic toll booth that transports him to the once prosperous but now troubled kingdom of wisdom. Along with a dog named Talk and the humbug, Milo goes on a quest to the castle in the air seeking the kingdom's two exiled princesses named Rhyme and Reason. As Milo
That
learns valuable lessons, he finds a love of learning in a story full of puns and wordplay, such as exploring the literal meanings of idioms. It's one of my favorite books,
I
kids'
feel
books.
it sounds so familiar.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah, that's
I
the
would
what
whole
it sounds
storyline. I
super
feel like I
familiar.
probably did read that.
Send
I
me a
would
picture of it, Holly, in our messenger.
okay.
Same.
Yeah, and the dog is a watchdog, and he has like a literal watch on him.
Yeah,
Because like yeah, it's like a lot about literal and non and figurative. It's really
yeah.
good. It's really good. Like everybody should read it. I would read that if people were interested in. It's
I'm
a children's
interested.
book, but I was like 10 when I first read it, I think.
I was, wish I could think of the name of it.
Was it a
But my
kid's book?
no, it's it's called Brown Girl Dreaming, and it's just it's a book of like Black poetry
Mhm.
writers like Maya Angelou and stuff, and that was like my kid like first assigned book this year, and she really liked it a lot. And then they all wrote their own poetry, and the teachers like creating a book of all the kids' poetry in the classroom to give to the parents.
Oh, that sounds like
it's
a good
really
book.
fun. Yeah.
I loved the girl. What was her name? Who did the poem at the inauguration?
Uh,
Amanda something. That poem was beautiful.
I did
yeah.
not
She's
watch the
extremely
inauguration.
talented.
I should.
You should
I
at
have
least watch the poem. What's that girl's name?
I
I
should.
bought the book for my dad.
I could read Fight Club.
Yeah.
I have to show you guys all my signed copy of Fight Club.
Who
Yeah, you
signed
told
it?
me about that. I'm jealous.
Chuck Palahniuk signed it, the author.
Yeah.
He signed Haunted twice for me, I believe. Haunted was the one that got signed twice, or maybe Fight Club got signed twice. I can't remember which one got signed twice. I'll
Yeah, it
have to
was
go look.
pissing me off when people were all, with the Brian Laundrie stuff, and people were trying to find clues, and they were like, he reads these really disturbing books,
And
so
Chuck
he must
Palahniuk
be a
was
murderer. And it was
no
Chuck
books.
Palahniuk books. I was like,
No,
what? So that's why you think that he's like twisted and probably murdered her is because he reads Chuck Palahniuk?
but a lot of people read Chuck Palahniuk,
I
so
know.
I mean,
That's why I thought it was
clearly,
weird.
I love books. I could talk about books all day.
I don't read enough. Which is
I
stupid
need
because I
to
enjoy the
read
shit
more.
out of it.
I go through
I
like
do too.
years at a time where I'm like book, 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 and then I have like a few years where I don't read at all.
And here's my problem though, because I'm like that too. What I used to be like before my husband died, and then for years after my husband died, I always had 5 books on my nightstand. 5 books I was reading it all at the same time. It just
Oh
would
no.
depend
Yeah.
on what mood I was in. It was kind of like watching television shows for me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so whatever mood I was in, like that, and then TV became more easy to watch, with like DVR and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that was terrible, but still, for years I still did that, and now I've been kind of in a dry. I still read. I have a book go, but it's only one book going at any given time. But but my problem is I still buy books, even
Yeah.
Oh,
though like I
Same.
still will see books and be like, I want to read that, so I will
Yep.
buy it because I want to have it. Um,
I've got
I
probably
also
20 books I haven't read yet.
Oh my God, I have way more than that. I have way more than that. Oh my God. If I could show you my non-read bookshelf,
Yeah.
wait, it's probably not even a shelf. I probably still got some from when I moved that I haven't read. Oh, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But I have like right now, I have like I tried to read the Gulag Archipelago, which is a 3-part book, which is fascinating, the first part, but it's 3 books by Alexandra. Uh, I can't say it's like Zolshenstein or something like that. It's really good, but it's not fiction. It's a real story, but it's written like fiction, so it's really
Hmm.
good. Um, so I've got those 3. I've got like the maps of meaning. I've got like the a couple of serial killer books. I've got some like really light, like summer reading, like chick books.
Yeah.
I like all sorts of books, so it's like I run the gamut on books. So if I see a book I want to read, I buy it, and then I don't read it for a long ass
Yep.
time. Um, like right now, I'm still trying to finish up the parable of the talents, and then I got a serial. So I guess I got more than one book going right now because it really depends on my mood. Like, do I want to read this or do I want to read about serial killers?
Yeah.
But yeah, so do I want to read fiction right
I
now or nonfiction?
When I read a book, I don't think I could ever do like multiple books at a time because when I get to a book, it's like that is all I'm focused on,
Well,
yeah.
to me,
and I
to
finish
me,
them
it
really
would be
quickly.
it would be like that for me too. Like I would definitely get through one before the others. But if I was in a mood, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I
No,
was in
it's
a
just
mood,
like TV.
yeah, just like TV. If I was in like, but just like TV, like right now, I could binge watch something I was really into, right? But there's still other shows that like I might veer off for an hour to watch something else, you know what I mean? But I most likely could binge watch something. But it was like that. Like I would binge read a book, but I would still have the other books going just if I had like if I was just like, oh, I want to check in and see what's going on. And I usually had more than one really good book going, but I've had like absolutely several books, like The Hunger Games, I read in one weekend. I was sick though. I had the flu. So I was home stuck in bed too.
Yeah.
There's a book called The Kushiel Legacy. Have you ever heard of it? by
Mm-mm.
Jacqueline Terry. So it's sci-fi fantasy and it's kind of like sexy, but like also really brutal. And it's pretty it's like a real BDSM narrative, like themes, not narrative, but themes, and not really sci-fi fantasy, but fantasy fiction fantasy, not sci-fi, but
Yeah.
fantasy fiction, And I read like through those three first books really fast, and like Chuck Palahniuk, I'll always read through his really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another one, and this is the most terrible thing. I've got it on my Kindle, but I don't think you can buy it in book form anymore. It's called um oh my god. Oh my god. Pride, it's not Pride and Prejudice, but it is a spin-off of Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, I think I
Um
know. I think I know what you're talking about.
Is it the
It's
Great
kind of a
Comet?
parody.
yeah, it is definitely a parody,
Yep.
and it's
Yep.
about
What's it
nudists.
called? Yeah. What's it called?
Pride, it's like warm sun on naked bottoms. No, is it naked bottoms?
Uh,
I'm looking for it because I have it on my
I
Kindle,
wish I
but
could Google. I wish I could Google when I'm on my phone.
and the guy's name is something Austin, but not Steve Austin.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And not Jane Austen.
No, it wasn't Jane Austen.
Um, Johnny sent me some ham bones in the mail.
Oh, he did. How'd he get your address?
I don't know. Secure mail. That's creepy.
It is called, come on, it's not Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, obviously.
I think that's what I was thinking of.
Oh, definitely not. No, this is like, it is so good.
Do you like Anne Rice, Holly?
Yeah, uh-huh. I
Figured you.
read
Same.
almost all of her books. Um, Even her pseudonym books like Belinda and Feast of All Saints and East of or Exit to Eden and then the Sleeping Beauty trilogies, of course. Did you read those?
Uh-uh.
Mm-mm.
Oh, those are like sexy time books. Like
If
she
you
had to.
like sci-fi, like fantasy, there's a show, and I'm trying to think of the name of it for the life of me. And it's funny because it's like a kung fu, like futuristic kung fu movie, but it's got like AI beings in it, and one of them is actually Edgar Allan Poe, and he's so cool.
Oh,
Really?
And, but it's really good. I'll have to
Is it a
Google it.
show or a movie?
It's on Netflix. It's a series, like a limited series,
Yeah.
but it's pretty sweet.
okay. I'm gonna find the name of this book if it kills me because I
I can't Google
I
anything.
feel I feel like I'm having a Mandela effect right now because I cannot find it. And it was, oh my God, it was so funny. And it was one of those books I did not want it to end.
I don't read a lot of nonfiction.
Okay,
Um,
it's by it is by Chuck Austin. And you can get it on the Kindle, but it's called Pride and Nakedness. And
Hmm.
it's a sequel. The first one is called Like Warm Sun on Naked Bottoms. And it's just about there's nudists, and like one of the nudists falls in love with like a non-nudist, and it's just it's funny. It's funny. I like it.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, but I think if you have a Kindle, you can get it for free or for $2.99, but there is another one in the series that is like you like really expensive to get. But where is
Hmm.
the like you can't find it anywhere, but there's more than one book and I don't know why it says there's only one book. But anyway, yeah, so I don't know why I'm talking about any of that. Humorous erotica? I don't think it's erotica. I don't feel like it's erotica.
Well, if there's naked butt bottoms
Well,
in the
yeah, but
sun.
it's not like dirty. Does that
Yeah.
make sense? Like it
Yeah.
doesn't it's not like erotica. That's weird. But yeah, if you can find all of the books, then you should read all of them in order because they're very, very funny. And so is Lamb. We talked about that, right?
Yes. Friggin'
And
love Lamb.
have you read his other books? Like any of
No.
his other books? So like
No.
he's
That's
got
the only one.
oh my God, you should read like um Bite Me, a love story.
Yep. I've got a whole I actually own that. I own a few of his books that I haven't read yet. I think I told you I've talked to him before on Twitter. He's freaking
Like
hilarious.
yeah, like his
Who is
Like
that
he
it?
book.
actually responds back.
Oh my God, I should.
You should definitely
His
tweet
name
him.
is Christopher Moore.
Yeah.
Practical Demon Keeping, very funny. The
Yeah.
Lust Lizard of Melancholy Cove, very funny. Fool is very good.
I
Bite Me
have
a
that.
Love Story. I have not read The Serpent of Venice or Coyote Blue or Sakra Blue. Oh, are these new?
Baccarat Blue.
Sakra Blue. A Dirty Job is, I think, a sequel to Practical Demon Keeping. I'm not sure.
I think I told you
The
I brought
Stupidest Angel,
I haven't even heard of that one.
Shakespeare for Squirrels.
I
It's
have
just
that.
like, yeah, he's so fucking funny. He's
Yeah.
so funny. Porterhouse, hello, Porter. Hello.
Hello.
You're
Warm
warm
welcome.
welcome. Warm, well, medium rare welcome for the
Thumbs up.
porterhouse.
I stepped away for a second and Johnny's tossing his meat everywhere. Yeah, now he's telling someone that she can have his turkey leg in her pie.
His turkey leg in her pie. That makes a little more sense. Gladys, it's not like I think maybe you heard it's not Pride and Prejudice Zombies. That's not the one it
Yeah, that's
is.
what I thought she was talking about
Yeah.
originally,
Uh-uh.
Gladys.
I haven't seen that. This one is like very obscure. Chuck Austin, he's a madman, but it's funny. I like funny.
Yeah, me too.
I like funny. Now I want to read,
I like
but I
clever.
also need to knit, and I also like
You
to watch
go with
TV.
me. That's like I go hard at different things at different times. Like
Yeah,
probably starting like mid-November, I might start knitting and
that's when the
crocheting.
crafting urge comes in for me too.
Well, I
Yeah,
need to get this one done because this blanket done because I want to give it to somebody before Christmas. And I mean, I should. The way that when I started it, the first half of it, oh, I fucking flew through it. But if for some reason I'm just like,
Yeah,
I mean,
that
but when I
happens to me
do it, it
too.
goes fast. But there was your warm welcome. If you go back to about 2 hours ago, a little bit more than 2 hours ago, I read a book to everybody, read a story to everybody. But yeah, I'll have to think of like something I can read either at the beginning or the end. I mean, like right now, I couldn't read a book because I'm starting to get like really tired.
I
So
know.
Yeah,
I'm getting sleepy too.
it might have to be at the beginning, and then we can just go ham on drama,
I think the
because
beginning is nice too.
yeah, I also really want to talk more about Natasha's scam. I
Yeah.
really do. Like maybe tomorrow or maybe Tuesday during the day or something because like it's like I am just floored. I'm floored that
Mhm.
fucking people are giving that money. They're giving their money
Mhm.
away like that. And just like I'm
I'm
ready to
too.
eat my words, Natasha. I am at some point ready to eat my words.
She'll
just
spin
as
it
soon as you get
differently
that.
though.
She will
It'll
spin
be
it like this. It
we're
will
all
be either
jealous. We're so
we're just
jealous.
right, or she'll say she will tell her subs if people start asking, because either these people are going to be they just love to throw their money down the toilet and they're not going to ask her any question about what's going on, right?
Right.
Or they're going to question her and she's going to say, well, I saw a lawyer, but she's not going to show any proof, right? And, and it's an ongoing thing, and I can't really talk
Right.
about it. This is all the things she's going to say. And
Yep.
that is not true. You can talk about stuff. You can talk about lawsuits. You can. If it
Yep.
was, unless there's a gag order on you, you can. You don't want to talk about real details, but you could redact information and show documents. There's lots of stuff you could do.
I
Um,
think honestly, I think sadly it's going to be the former. I think that most of the people are just throwing their money because
ugh,
they are trying to earn her goodwill and friendship, and I mean that's the whole reason they throw their super chats at her too,
yeah, yeah.
It's the same thing.
And
um
then, or she's going to do this. She's going to, like I heard earlier, she's going to spin it because maybe there already is a lawsuit against her. Maybe there already is somebody that's coming after her legally and she needs money for defense.
yeah,
And that's
That
what
would
that's
she's
make
true
more
doing.
too.
sense.
And while if there was, it would look worse for her to say, I have somebody suing me for something, because then people would like, well, what for? And you know, would ask details. But now she can just say she's trying to shut us up or get us to stop whatever.
Gladys, there's a
It,
Facebook dedicated to her scamming.
there was, I think they shut the group down or they archived it, Gladys.
Oh,
I do know there used to be. I was never in it.
Vanessa
Vanessa,
R. Boss.
like everybody, I guess, like everybody that talks about her, all the hate channels. I don't know if she's trying to do some kind of, she says it's a legal fees for legal fees for fighting cyber harassment and stalking or whatever. But first of all, who's stalking her? She's on fucking YouTube. You can look up anybody and watch anybody's channel on YouTube that you want. That's not stalking.
someone made such a good point last night, and I was like, is this real life? Because I guess Vivian made a video showing
Oh,
all the
Gladys, what?
people who.
Hold on. What's the group's name? It's not Angela Ferris's group, is it? But I thought the True Scammers or Scammers Are Us was archived. Okay,
um
go ahead. Sorry.
it's okay. So I guess Vivian made a video and it was showing her, Natasha's PayPal page, and she was like scrolling, showing all the people who had donated. And so like some people put their real names because they're idiots. Um, but so Natasha then plays that video on her channel and says, "Look at her docs, all of you guys." Natasha played the video of showing all of the people who had donated to her. I get that Vivian made the video, but Natasha put it on her channel and played it to her thousands of, the people that view that shit.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed if I was one of those subs who donated, was, dumb enough to use my real name, and then had Natasha point out, like, look at all of your names are
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah. Look at, and I'm doxing you
Like,
too.
are you kidding? She doxed her own freaking donators.
But that's not really doxing. People talk about it a
Well,
lot, but
yeah, you're right. You're right.
it's not really doxing, but
Oh, there's a link.
yeah, I'm gonna go
McShitty.
McShitty. I'm gonna
Send that
go.
to me. Send that to me, Holly,
Yeah,
if
first
you
of all,
could, please. Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna
extra
find it.
tired tonight. I took the pills that I normally take at like 10:30, 11. My time, I took it like 7:30 on accident. So I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm very
Oh yeah,
mellow right
that's
now.
the Natasha Scammers Are Us. But that's a page, not a group. Oh, those are the people of social media. I think that's just a page, isn't it? Hold on, let me find it in Tasha's Scammers or Us.
Johnny said, Holly Lewis, can you say how you know me? Ha, LOL.
I just think I know who you are. Yeah, I don't see the Scammers or Us as a group. Natasha Cooper
Gladys just
Scammers
said
or
it's
Us.
the name of the page.
Yeah, it's not a group. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
So
it's
you
not doxing, but NC called it doxing. Hey, Mel.
well, they call lots of stuff doxing that's not doxing.
But regardless if it's technically doxing or not, like it's still wrong. Whatever the word is for it, to like show people stuff that they haven't shown themselves, to break somebody's anonymity. Is that how you
Anonymity
pronounce it?
and
I never say that word.
an anonymity.
To
Anonymity.
break someone's anonymity
Good job.
is still wrong, you know?
Johnny, I know you because I think I know you. I think you're from my old community, but maybe not. I mean, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I just feel like the person I know though wouldn't have been on this live this long if it is him. Johnny is like RBC has the meats. That is correct. Thumb Thug is a lady. Is Thumb Thug still wearing the Michael Myers mask?
Yes, but tomorrow, hopefully, Thumb Thug will be going back to the
Back to
very
Snoop.
sexy photo of
Snoop.
Snoop Dogg.
That was a really good. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Some people think that he's ugly. I think he is hot.
I think. I think he's
I
hot.
have the
I think
hots
it's
for
his
Snoop Dogg.
attitude. I don't know what I'm gonna change. Should I change back to my dog, or should I go back to my holding my heart emoji, Bitmoji,
I like that one. I like
the
that
holding
one.
my heart?
Yeah.
I should
But of
probably
course,
change my
Elijah
hair.
would be nice. But Elijah's the other account that you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, also about that, should we not call you by your name when we see that? Because I feel like I'm
No, you can.
okay.
That's the account that I used to watch YouTube forever. And
Mhm.
then Foz made a page or an account a channel for our Facebook page.
Oh,
And
okay.
we were trying to kind of get away from going live on his channel about the stuff on the Facebook page. And then so I just started using this. Well, a good friend of mine said whichever one you want to start using to go live on, you should probably start chatting with that one. Otherwise, nobody will be able to find you, right? And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that makes sense. So I started using this one to chat with. I just,
You feel like
I'm not.
no, Thumb Thug. It is too early for a Christmas pick. You could do a turkey if
What?
you want, but do not do a Christmas pick starting tomorrow.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
I saw somebody walk out of Walmart with fucking Christmas decorations yesterday, and I about wanted to shoot somebody.
Yeah,
Oh, I
that's a
shouldn't.
pet peeve of mine. I love Christmas. I love Christmas, but it starts on December 1st.
yeah, let us get
Oh
through
my God,
Thanksgiving.
I should have done a Bitmoji instead of. I always do Reagan every Halloween because there's some really cute Bitmoji Bitmoji cartoons for Halloween. But I
I
didn't.
want to know who made Melissa Jade's Squid Game picture because I want to commission one for myself. I will pay for someone to do a Squid Game picture of me. So whoever it was, come forth hence now.
Hence, come. Yes, I don't know.
Did you watch the rest of You? Did you watch You, the new
I
season?
have not
I
watched you.
just started it because someone told me everyone's been talking about it, and I was like, I watched the first few episodes like a year ago, and I wasn't into it at all. And they're like, just keep trying, and I'm like really into it now.
Yeah.
I'm on at like episode 6 or 7, I think.
Of the first season?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So no spoilers.
Oh, the first season? You're still on the first season? Okay.
It's a good one.
But you already heard Mariah Carey. How did that happen?
What?
Mariah Carey is supposed to stay in her box until December 1st. I bet it was at a CVS.
What does CBS have to do with it?
Like playing on the speaker.
Oh,
I don't know. CVS always goes real early on Christmas time. So does Home Depot, man. And Target and
Oh my
Walmart.
God,
They
at
all go
Walmart,
so
every
early.
day,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know why CVS came to my head immediately. Because I feel like right
Oh
after
my God,
Halloween, they're selling Christmas candy.
last year, I went for to get just a couple of Christmas decorations because I
what
have like a little tiny um
tree?
tree, and I wanted to do it like I have purple decorations, but I wanted to do it in red. And so I went to Target thinking, I'll just find like a couple. They had nothing last year.
Oh yeah,
Like they had
nothing.
no decorations. But
It
they
was the
said,
pandemic.
well, no. Well, yes, but I asked him, I said, like usually you guys have like a shit ton of stuff. And he's like, I said, did you guys just not get anything in? And he said, no, we got like a full usual thing, but like people just were decorating more this year because they
Yeah,
were home.
but I'm telling you, it's because of the pandemic. Exactly.
Oh, I gotcha.
People needed that cheer. I mean, I couldn't believe how many Christmas lights were up last year. Like at almost every single house, and that's very unusual for our street, especially because like half the street is Jewish. Even the Jewish families had Christmas lights up, or not Christmas lights, but like the
Right.
blue and white ones. But everyone got festive last year. It was really nice. It brought that. I think you need that. It's just such a depressing time of year for so many
Mm-hmm.
people. I think
Yeah.
just seeing like I left my Christmas tree up um for 2 years. I didn't take it down. I have a fake Christmas tree and I left it up in my apartment for two
My
years.
Christmas tree's still up.
And I'm so well, I love the light it gives off too. Like it's just that kind of warm, like I
But
don't
I
like
also have
overhead
Halloween
lights.
decorations still up from the entire time I've lived here. I
Whatever
don't
makes
care.
you happy. That's my motto. If it makes you
Right.
happy to see it, leave it up. But I'm
Well,
sad because this is the first year where I'm not going to have a Christmas tree because our apartment, we moved in with my parents and our apartment is so small.
you can't
There's
Well,
even
you
have a
could
little
literally,
put one
one.
in your bedroom.
but
You,
there's literally the only place where we could have fit a little one, Holly, would be on top of this like bookcase thing um on our entertainment unit, and that's where the parrot is now. So there's literally we literally couldn't even have
you couldn't even put
a
it
little.
in the middle of your table
Well,
and
how would
just
we watch TV?
you watch TV at the dinner table.
We don't have a dinner table. Our
Oh,
apartment, we have a kitchen, a living room, 3 bedrooms, and a storage room, and that's it.
I feel like one
We,
would fit in your bedroom, Boston.
huh?
I feel like one would fit in your bedroom, a smaller one.
Yeah, I know. It's just that whole like, Christmas morning we're all sitting in the Christmas trees that like,
oh,
you
I have
know,
an idea. I have an idea. Do
what?
you have do okay? So when my husband died, after he died, so Christmas was a huge deal for us. We went to go cut our own tree. We went and we did a whole thing of decorating with the kids, even though my youngest was
Yeah.
pretty young. And I played Christmas movies or Christmas songs and we watched Christmas movies and I baked and all that stuff. First year after he died, I didn't decorate because I was like, it gutted me, right? The
Yeah.
next year, I felt bad because my kids were like, holy
What the
fuck,
heck?
Yeah.
And so I started doing Christmas trees that were non-conventional Christmas trees. And the first year I made them a construction Christmas tree and I put it in the corner of a room. So I cut out construction papers and I put it up on the wall, like in a corner,
Oh, that's a cute idea.
so that it was flat against the wall. And then they made their own ornaments. Like I took white pieces of paper, cut them out, and let them finger paint, put glitter and stuff on them, let
Yeah.
them hang them up. And then I did hang lights. Like I did hang lights, but they don't get hot, because obviously. And
Yeah.
so I did hang like little lights on it and lit it up during the night, and then I did like unconventional Christmas trees from then on out. So you could do on if you have any part of your wall that has a little space,
Yeah.
make a construction paper. Green construction paper is probably real easy to find, and then you can either make like you can use tin foil to make like 3D ornaments, and then you just presents down at the bottom. That's what
That's
I
actually a
did.
really cute idea.
Yeah, but we had it in the corner so that I had like, room for the presents to be
Yeah.
in front of it. Yeah. So then I just started doing that until we started doing real
I
Christmas
love
trees
that.
inside.
I think I might steal that and I'll
Do
send you
it.
pictures.
Please do
That's
it.
a really
Please
cute
do it. Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Because we need
And
something. We have garland. I made 2 years ago I made garland for everyone. Like for all my aunts and for my house and my parents. So we have garland over the windows so that can make it feel a little more Christmassy. But I need a tree, so I'm gonna totally steal that.
do it. Do it. And it was just really easy because I made it like look like a like one of those trees that you make out of construction paper, right? Like with just like a
Yeah.
triangle and then another
Yeah.
bigger triangle and then a bigger triangle.
Well,
And yeah,
my
and
mind's
it
racing
was
now because now I'm thinking of like those fake branches that you can get for like now I'm thinking like 3D that shit up. Like
oh
glue on
yeah.
some fake branches and stuff.
Yeah. You could even probably take just some fake branches and hang them on your wall, like,
Yeah.
and make it look like a tree, like instead of construction paper. But my kids love the construction paper one because they got to like make their own little
Yeah.
decoration. That was real fun. But you guys are all adults, so I get that won't be as fun
Well,
for
I'll
you.
be the one doing it.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
no one
but
will be
yeah,
participating but me in this.
yeah. And then you have your little Christmas corner or whatever, and it's chill. And then one year I hung one from our ceiling. So
Oh, I like that idea
yeah,
too.
but that was because we had a dog that was not trained.
I love
I'm now
that.
picturing my bird with a ceiling tree and thinking that might not be the best idea. But I like that idea too. Hanging it
Yeah, I
from the
just
What
ceiling.
about Boston? Would one fit out on your patio?
Yeah, no, we could definitely fit one out on the patio.
I would
but then you don't get
totally.
to see it. You don't get to sit there and just look at it while you're sitting in the house, right?
Yeah. I want one that you can like see when you're sitting inside.
And put
Yeah.
your presents around, right?
Exactly. I'm totally doing a wall tree. I'm picturing it like it's coming to life in my head right now. We don't have a corner because our couch is in the corner, and then the other corner of the room is like our entertainment center and like these cat things on the wall for them to lay on.
Hmm.
And then we have a hallway. So we don't have a corner, but I'm
But
picturing
you could do it
the
on the
flat
wall. You could
area.
do it
Yeah.
any
And then we
side of the
just
wall.
walk around the gifts.
Yeah, I just put it in the corner because that was the most
Yeah.
reasonable place for me to put that at that time. But yeah, cool. Look, we just solved a major problem.
You guys just saved
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah, we saved
You
Christmas.
you saved Christmas.
I did not say Christmas.
Okay, that's true. Holly saved Christmas. Heather came up with a good idea though for the porch because I am
Yeah,
out here. What's going to be hard is doing these lives because I'm in such a tiny apartment. I'm going to be I'm going to be enjoying my panel time now because I'm not going to be able to come up and be on panel inside my house.
like when it's real
Goes
cold.
to sleep super early and it's going to be cold and freezing and snowing.
What?
So I'm
So, but you
yeah.
can't from your room?
It's I will see, but there's been a few nights where I've like been in my room laying down on panel and I've woken my mom up
Oh,
because she sleeps in the living room. She like prefers to sleep on the couch and it's like right next to my bedroom. I'm telling you, this house was built, it's a very old house and the walls are so thin. You can hear everything.
oh
Yeah,
no.
but we're gonna be moving soon, hopefully. This is definitely a very temporary living arrangement. But not before Christmas. But I'm liking the idea of having a Christmas tree out here when I am outside and it's not too freezing out here on
Maybe
my
you put up
porch.
some plastic or something so that at least the wind doesn't blow in there.
Um, Considered it, but
Like a big tarp with a staple gun.
yeah, our landlords probably would not be cool with that. He actually
Well, if
lives
you tell your
underneath us.
landlord, he can suck a dick. Oh, he lives
He
underneath
lives
you.
underneath us.
Wow. Hey, landlord, make your walls thicker and suck a dick.
I actually, yeah, we could find a way to weatherproof this shit. I'll think about it. You guys got my mind going. I'm just happy Christmas is saved.
to like enclose your patio.
Yeah, it would
Yeah,
be
You had to
super easy.
send me a picture. Send me a picture of your patio, and I
of what
bet you
it's
I
like
could come up.
now.
Yeah, what it, yeah,
Well, it's
this you
so
don't have
it's
to do it like
covered.
right now, but
No,
in the
I will
daytimes.
afterwards in the daytime, yeah, because it's covered, so that's fine. Like there's a roof over it, but I've
And
thought
it's
about
open.
hanging because there's a certain time of day I can't come out here because of the sun, like where the sun is. So I've thought
Mhm.
about hanging like a sunscreen on one part of the deck, and it's terrifying because I'd have to like get up on a ladder, so my body would technically be higher than the railing, and then I'd have to hang this thing on this beam. So I don't know. Asked my dad if he could help too, and he's like, "Fuck no, I'm not gonna put my body
Well,
above
what
the
about a
railing." And then
privacy screen?
yeah, but all these things you'd have to be on a ladder to hang and
Because
then attach.
there's no way to attach them on the inside.
No, you could attach it on the inside, but you'd have to step up on a ladder to get to the beam. And being on the ladder, you'd be over the railing, like my butt.
Oh.
So that is just scary that you would fall over the railing.
Yeah.
Well, you would have to fall off the ladder first.
This is true.
I really feel like if you started to fall off the ladder, you could push yourself back and not fall over the railing. I just
You,
really feel like it.
I'd like to think that that would be the case, but
That's just me talking shit because I'm terrified of heights. So like I don't even like to stand on my step stool. You
yeah,
know, like I don't even like to get stuff off the fucking top shelf of my pantry
yeah,
because I don't have a pantry. My fucking cupboard. My pantry. I have a fucking pantry in this small ass place.
my cupboard.
Yeah. Yeah, but I have the kind of cupboards that don't go all the way to the ceiling in the kitchen, you know? So
Yeah,
there's storage up on the top, which is nice because like there's stuff that I don't use all the time that I like to keep out of the way, but then I can't get them. So well, thank goodness my son is like over 6 feet tall, so he can get them for me. He does. Like I have this big ass fucking pot that I make his dog the dog food in that I always store above my because I only use it once a week. So I
but
always
then you
store
have
it
to go
above
up to
my
get it.
oh no, my son gets it down for me. My son gets it down for me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Moody Mary.
What's wrong, Moody Mary?
Yeah, it's just she said my Christmas the past few years has been depressing. My entire family is separated. My parents are gone. I only make an effort for my boy, but he gets sad too because he's away from his cousins.
Oh,
Hmm, that's sad. I'm sorry. Yeah, Christmas time it can be a really hard time for people. It can, but kudos to you for doing it for your boy.
maybe we'll have a holiday show.
Yeah, that would be
We'll
fun.
have a Christmas show and we'll like, I don't know, we'll say Merry Christmas to everybody's kids.
Sing Christmas songs, Christmas karaoke.
Thumb Thug, I've never told my dog food recipe, but do you want to know what I use? So, so I did some research. I use a supplement from a dog food brand called Just Food for Dogs, which you can buy on petco.com. Because it's not it's local over here. Um, but it is you can buy the supplements, the powder stuff that on petco.com and have it delivered. And so I use that, and they have a recipe in theirs, but I don't use peas. So there's their recipe that is calls for peas, and I don't use peas because peas can leach the taurine out of dog food, and dogs need the taurine for their hearts. Um, um, and then I go to the butcher and I get ground ground beef, like beef trim, not just like it's better than regular. I mean, it looks better than regular hamburger. Beef trim, beef heart, beef liver, bone dust, all ground up, and then I use carrots, sweet potatoes, russet potatoes, um, green beans, spinach, broccoli, apples and blueberries. And and there's like safflower oil or um, sunflower oil. I use a sunflower grape seed extract,
No wonder
grape
that
seed
dog's
oil.
fart stink.
What?
I said, no wonder Elijah's fart stinks.
No way.
That
No way. They
dog's
don't.
eating better than me. Shit. Kidding.
He gets about 40 ounces a day. Plus I put just a little bit of kibble in his food, but it's got, let's see, is that it? And then a little bit of, so then you put the supplements, you like cook everything. I cook everything. You could do the dog food raw, but I just don't. So I gently cook the meat so there's still pink in there or whatever. Um, and then I cook all the vegetables and then I mix it all together and you put the supplements in there and you put oil and then I use fish oil in there. And I think that's it. And I divide it up into little Tupperware dishes and put it in my refrigerator and I do it once a week.
Wow.
It sounds like a very similar process to my parrot chop making. But I do it according to the recipe, I only have to do it once every 2.5 months because you freeze it in these little baggies. And then just transfer it to the fridge, and each baggie lasts 3 days.
Oh,
So
wow.
I've got a freezer, yeah, but she eats way better than I do. Her recipe is amazing, and it smells so good.
Yeah, I think, oh yeah, mine smells delicious. It smells delicious. Everybody's like, oh my gosh. Like when Ezra smells it, he's like, what are you cooking? I'm like, dog food. And he's like, damn. I mean, he doesn't say damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my dog's farts stink because he's a Great Dane. I swear to God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I swear to God. It's not because of what I feed him. It's because he's a Great Dane.
Yeah, it's definitely a
But it
Great Dane
does,
thing.
here we go, poop. It does make his poops smaller.
It
Like
makes
Smaller
his poop
super
smaller.
smaller. Yes.
is the fiber.
Interesting.
Well,
Well,
because there's
if
no
you feed
filler.
dogs shitty, yes, if you feed dogs shitty food, they will shit more often and have bigger turds because
They're
it's
not
like
using
whole
everything.
food. Yeah, but
It's
when
excess.
you
It's waste.
feed them a healthy diet, like they
They
poop
use every
less.
part of it because they use
Yeah,
every part of what you're feeding them.
right,
So that's the thing is like kibble, all kibble is gonna make your dog poop more than raw or homemade food
right,
because there's so much fillers and extra stuff in there and
Yeah.
preservatives and stuff like that that they literally don't need. It's just to keep the dog food into
full.
formed into shapes and stuff like that, you know. So yeah, when I first started feeding him like this because he was having skin issues and what I call soupy poopies, you know, like he would
Yeah,
have like they were never like turds. Like they were
Yeah.
just always very soft and they're big and I have to pick those fuckers up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like messy and like so I have to like walk him, remember where he pooped, take him inside so I can go to a double-handed like pickup of
And
the
then pick up
dog
dog
shit.
diarrhea.
Yeah. And
yeah,
it wasn't diarrhea, but it was just loose, you know? And
Yeah.
yeah.
so I talked to a veterinarian nutritionist. I just like did some research. I talked to the people that do this company and I just really read about and it just like I mean it's good, you know, and they have different recipes like chicken and salmon and lamb and venison, all different kinds that you can do. But beef is just what he'd been eating. He doesn't eat chicken. Um, and so when I first started doing it, like obviously I like mixed the kibble with the new stuff, you know, to get him used to it. And when I first started noticing his poops, they were I mean, fucking small compared to like they were like a normal dog size poop, you know,
Uh,
because his
not
poops were
full.
massive. They were mounds, you know. And I was like, holy shit. And then they were like almost like when you picked them up, it was almost like they were light, you know, like they were like petrified. You know what petrified wood looks like a piece of wood, but when
Yeah.
you pick it up, it's light. That's what his poop was like. It was like it looked like a solid poop, but when I picked it up at the bag, it was light. And I was like, well, shit. And he's like really super regular. And the other thing that he does that he stopped doing is he stopped drinking water. Like he stopped drinking water because there's so much moisture in his, and he's so
Yeah.
lazy. He's so fucking lazy. He doesn't ever like exert himself enough. If he exerts himself, he will drink more water. He drinks water. He does. But then I started because it was freaking me out that he was not drinking water out of his dish. Like it was giving me anxiety. So I so I was talking to the people that make this food, and they're like, "Oh, well, you could just like mix his food with extra water. He
Yeah.
doesn't care. It just becomes soup instead of or like stew instead of like casserole, you know?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Sleep
started putting
sweet, Gladys. Sweet
sweet
screams. Oh, can we
dreams,
still
sweet
say that?
dreams. Yes.
We can't
No.
say that on the
Forever.
East Coast anymore.
Yes, you can. You can
Okay,
say
we'll
it
say it
forever.
forever. We'll say it forever.
Sweet screams forever.
Good night, Gladys. Sweet screams forever.
I know I lose all the people when I start talking about my dog's poop and dog food. But yeah, and so then so I started just doing that because he was even though he was not drinking water, he was peeing and pooping the same amount as he ever was, right? And the thing about it was he used to be so picky about food, like his food, like he he would just get bored with his kibble, you know? And I didn't change it. I didn't like change his kibble because some people will be like, my dog doesn't like his kibble, I'm going to change, right? Well, then
Yeah.
you develop a picky dog. You develop a dog that will go, okay, if I don't eat, they're going to get me something better, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't do that, but it was worrying me because he'd go like 3, 4 days without eating. And I
Aw.
would just be like, I mean, but he would take treats out of my
Yeah.
hand. So I knew he wasn't like there was nothing wrong. He was just like it was growth spurts and like when they stagnate, you know, before between growth spurts when they're just kind of not growing. Like when he was going through growth spurts, he'd eat like a fucking pig, but then he would go through these times where he wasn't growing and he wouldn't eat as much. But it freaked me out. I'd take him to the vet and spend all that money going to the vet for them to say, dogs will not starve themselves, Holly. Dogs
Yeah.
will not starve themselves unless there is something medically seriously wrong with your dog. It will not starve itself. So he will eat. Just keep offering him the food and he will eat but he's not being stubborn. He's just not eating. But it
Yeah.
freaked me out. And I just wanted to do something better for him, you know? I mean, it was my goal was um kind of like trying to figure out and researching how to make his poop firm because it was just too
Right.
much. It was just like it was disgusting. And that led me to the raw diet, which I am still too afraid to do, but I would like to do it. And if I had more freezer space, I would definitely do the raw diet. I would
Yeah.
definitely do that. Yeah, I would definitely just feed him. I just throw some fucking raw meat in there, some eggs, some berries, a chicken foot. And I would just love
Gross.
that. It's the funnest thing in the world to watch dogs eat like raw chicken wings. The way they crunch them is like it's like the most adorable. I will show you. I'll see if I can find the video of the first time he had a chicken wing. He kept trying to like run it into the other room because he was like, "Oh my god, I got a dead thing. I got to get this away from mom. She's gonna take it from
Yeah.
me." And I was like, "No, you have to like eat it right here. That's a fucking raw chicken wing. I don't want raw chicken all over my fucking
Right.
house."
That would be my fear is like then them coming up and giving me a big old salmonella slurp kiss on the
Well,
face.
yeah, I wiped his mouth very good. Like, yeah, I made sure he's like, yeah. And then people were
Meat
like, you know,
dreams.
people were like talking about, "Oh, you're gonna give your dog salmonella," and I was like, I have more of a chance of getting salmonella from picking up his poop from him eating a chicken that had salmonella from picking up his poop than he has of getting salmonella. Like,
Yeah.
there's like it's so rare for dogs to get salmonella. Their guts aren't like ours, you know?
That's
Their
true.
guts have they'll eat fucking rotten shit in the wild and not die, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They'll eat rotten shit in the fucking not wild and not die, you know? Like you get a dog will get into fucking garbage and eat rotten shit and not die. Like we
Yeah.
would get
Yeah.
really
One of
sick
my
from
dogs used to eat baby diapers. Yeah,
Ew.
but it did make her sick. She'd throw up. It happened like 3 times, and we finally figured out a way to like keep her. We had to like put a lock on the trash bin.
Oh
It
yeah.
was disgusting because she'd eat. It wasn't the poop that made her ill. It was like the gel stuff inside the
Oh yeah, for
diapers.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
the poop wouldn't make her miss.
yeah,
And did you know that there is something in cat poop that is that is actually attractive to dogs?
yeah.
Like
Dogs
it
love eating cat
actually,
shit.
yeah, it is actually like attractive. So when
Yep.
my cat was alive when we moved here. I had a big laundry room in my old place, and so the litter box was in there on a little like mat, but still she would kick the fucking shit out of the litter. Like it was like
Yeah.
she was a bowl in a fucking like she didn't just cover her poop daintily, and she was a tiny
Yeah.
little fucking cat. She would kick it all over. So I was constantly sweeping that shit up, right? And so I found this top entry litter box. So
Mhm.
she has to jump on top of it, and it's like really deep, right? And she has to jump in and go, and then she can kick all she wants, and it doesn't get all over the place. And when she comes out, there's like a grate on it that like so her feet will stay clear. And so I got that, and so what I didn't get him till I'd lived here for a year, and he couldn't reach into it for a long time. But as soon as he was big enough that he could reach it, like put his head in there, I used to catch him fucking dipping his head in that fucking thing
Ugh.
all the time, and I was just like, "You
Mhm.
stop." I mean, that was the
Yeah.
thing. Like he would try too when he was younger, when he was littler, but he couldn't like reach it. But he was always like trying. Oh, I miss my kitty.
Yeah. We
Hi,
had to get.
Melissa.
Hey, Melissa.
Welcoming cap. Melissa has a Great Dane too.
Oh, she does.
Yes, his name is Luca. He's a blue like
Wait,
Elijah.
Melissa
I
Everly
am
has a Great Dane too, because so does Melissa
yes,
Jade.
yes, yes. Melissa Everly. Melissa Everly was inspired by Elijah to get her Great Dane. She
Oh
definitely,
Jane has
his
one
name is.
too.
You have a Great Dane too?
no,
No.
Melissa Jade has one
Oh,
too.
yes, yes. I thought Heather said that, but Melissa Everly's Luca, he has got this one ear that he is the cutest fucking little boy. I mean, he's almost a year old, but he has this one ear that sticks out a little further than the other one, and I love it so
Oh.
much. I just love his ears so much. It's so
Yeah.
cute.
I'm definitely getting a great. Once I have a house, I'm definitely getting
You
a
don't need a
Great Dane.
house.
Um. Yeah, I do, or an apartment that I own.
Or the,
There's
or
like no landlords
oh,
here
that
that
will allow big
would allow a
dogs.
Great Dane. Hmm.
Why?
There's
Because of the
some
size?
landlords that are okay. Yeah, I think it's just the size. Like there's some landlords that are like you can have a dog if it's like under a certain weight limit.
Well, or
The thing is,
you just get a dog, you just get a Great Dane and train him to be your service dog, and then nobody can tell you fucking shit.
that is
That is true. That is true.
Because a
But I
Great
would.
Dane would be a very good dog to be like a one of those dogs that help you when if you fall and you can't get up
Yeah.
because because they're fucking huge. You could totally
Hmm.
use them. Oh, November
That's true.
2nd is his birthday. Oh, I forgot. You got him in December. But November 2nd. Okay, November 2nd is Luca's birthday. He'll be a year old. I cannot believe he'll be a year old.
Oh,
He's so
he's a
cute.
little baby.
He's a blue and he's got like little white like toes. So cute.
Oh,
So cute.
my Great Dane was black with a white
Mantle.
belly. Yeah,
Mantle.
white
That's
belly
a
and
mantle.
chest.
Yeah. I
well,
know all about Great Danes. Huh?
what people fail to realize is that generally, like big dogs are good for small apartments.
Hmm.
Yeah, if they're, I mean, like it just depends. Like big dog, like, well, no, all big dogs are lazy. Like all,
Yes,
like it's the medium-sized dogs that are destructive. I mean,
exactly.
he now to be fair, he could be destructive just wagging his tail,
Right.
you know. And when he had the ear infection and he was shaking his head and he broke the tip of his ear off, there was blood splattered all the way down my walls.
Yeah.
So, but that's not destructive. That just wipes right off, right? and his tail, when his tail goes, he could probably put a hole in a wall, but he doesn't run. I mean, every once in a while he gets the zoomies, but it's usually like
I would
2
just feel
minutes.
bad because like the size of our apartment right now, like he wouldn't even be able to have a place, like a big enough place to lay down comfortably. Like, well, he'd be on us, you know.
Well, you don't have room on the floor?
No, not really.
Oh my
Our
goodness. You just put
well,
him
we've
in your
got,
bed.
yeah, but then he would have a life on my bed. You know, I'd want him to be able to have spaces that could be his own.
Yeah, I guess he does. Elijah has a leather club chair. Even though what's really funny is that when I'm cooking dinner, like if I'm just waiting to cook dinner, just waiting for something cooking, I'll go sit in my love seat, and then I'll get up and go back into the kitchen, and then I'll come back and he'll be in the fucking love seat where I was sitting. He never sits there unless I have just
It's
sat
because
there.
it's warm.
But he has this club chair, like a leather club chair, it's just like a
Yeah.
cushy that's his chair. It's like it's smaller than him, I swear. But he
Mm-hmm.
curls up in a fucking tiny ball in it.
Yep. We had a tiny recliner that our great date, like that was her chair, was this tiny recliner. And no one ever sat there except her.
Yeah, he thinks he can sit wherever the fuck he wants.
Hey,
That's
ladies,
his.
I'm gonna pop off here.
Yeah,
I love both your
I
faces.
think,
I'm tired AF and I don't.
Yeah. I am getting there myself.
yeah, I'm getting tired too. Hey, Melissa, do me a favor and go back. So like once the live is done, go back to like 30 minute, not even 30, 35 minutes, or no, 20, sorry, 30, not even 30, 35. Um, sorry, 25 minutes in, and I read the Telltale Heart. Tell me what you think. Okay.
She did so good. I'm looking forward to more stories. And good night, Heather Dizzle. Sleep
Good
Good
night.
night, Heather
screams.
Dizzle. Sweet
Sleep,
screams.
I just
sleep.
said sleep screams.
You
That's how
should.
tired I am.
Sleep screams.
But
Yeah,
thanks for
I need to.
having
Sleep,
me,
sleep dream.
ladies.
No. Good
I'm
Enjoy
night.
gonna
talking with
hop
you
down
guys.
with her, Holly. I'm
All right.
like
Sweet screams.
Bye.
I'm getting tired too.
very early tired. Because I took my pills too early, like a
Oh,
dummy. But I love you. Happy
I love you too.
Halloween.
Happy
Thanks for
Halloween.
having
Sweet
us.
screams. Absolutely.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, please do tell me what you think. Tell me what you think, Melissa. But yeah, I'm going to go to bed because I got to get up early. And thank you all for coming. And if you have requests for things for me to read, you can put them in the comments of this video after it's over, or you can email me, Holly Lewis in the news at gmail.com. And that's that. So say goodnight, everybody. Sweet screams. And I might come live tomorrow. You guys know I'll be live sometime this week. So thank you everybody for coming, and I will talk at you soon. Bye, Thumb Thug. Bye, Vanessa. Bye, Melissa. Good night, everybody. Sweet dreams.